All right, so let's go live.
Nice.
Perfect. We are live, boys. Now let me go in here. Don't show hidden files. And let's go into my videos. I've got my buddy's song here. We'll go ahead and start playing to kick off the live stream. So I know you still mad. All right, and of course, as soon as I start the stream is right when I feel like I need to really go use the bathroom. Of course, of course. God, it's terrible. Well, crazy chicken. It is 1 o'clock in the morning for me. So don't worry, don't worry. I totally understand. For most people, they're either asleep or just now getting up. Depending on where you are in the world. But good morning. Welcome to the world, and hopefully you're doing fantastic. Let me go ahead and give you a little context for what's been going on. It's been an interesting night. For one, if you go and see the last live stream that I did, which I don't recommend doing, it's a terrible live stream. Oh, it's 2 in the morning for, oh. Wait, man, I mean, like, look, I think I'm pretty cool and everything, but I don't know that I'm cool enough to like justify waking out of a deep sleep for, but I'm glad to have you here. No, either way. Same with you, Shaw. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. But anyway, so I was on Windows 11. As we all know, everyone was not happy about it, but look, I needed shit to work, and on Windows, everything was working except for OBS. OBS on Windows was terrible, and anytime I had OBS open and was streaming, like it was weird, like recording was fine, but streaming would just cripple it. And I have no idea why, because it should have been totally fine. So we have switched over to Fedora because I have tried literally every other distro. I've tried everything other than like weird shit like Slackware and Kiss. That's not gonna work for me. But while I was on Windows, I was able to update my BIOS, flash new firmware for I think I even updated the firmware for like the Wi-Fi card or something. Like I updated firmware for like everything, and that's kind of how Dell's laptops go. You kind of need Windows to update a lot of that stuff. Like you're definitely not doing a BIOS update without Windows, which is fucking stupid, but whatever. But with that being said, I realized I hadn't tried Fedora yesterday, or technically the day before yesterday, but whatever. It's just because I've been up so late. Again, it's 1 o'clock in the morning for me, so technically the day before yesterday. But the day before yesterday, I realized that I hadn't tried Fedora on it, and so I booted up into Fedora, and what I got in the live environment was my wait, hold on, I'll go into my settings. What I got was my external display working, and I booted up with the microphone plugged in, and this laptop has, on every other distro, every single other distro, this is always a thing that happens when if I boot up with my microphone plugged in, it will completely act like the internal audio device just doesn't even exist. But I was able to get, like, if we go into my sound here, I'll show you. If we go in here, you'll see it actually has my headphones and speakers from the Family 17H. That's the built-in audio like device. It actually detected that with the microphone being plugged in from the get-go, and the external display worked. And when I went into About, it actually detected the Renoir, whatever, that's the built-in APU graphics, and the 5600M, which is fantastic. So I've tried gaming on it too. Fine. Perfectly fine. Which is great. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, Fedora has fixed my issues that I was even having on Windows. Like, I moved. The reason I went to Windows 11 is because it fixed all the issues I was having with every single other distro on this computer. And then Windows itself had problems, which of course is made by Microsoft. And Fedora actually works, like really works. Like, this is how well it works. It works this good. Okay, that's how good it works. It's pretty awesome. Okay. And yes, audio issues were solved with Pipewire. Yeah, like lots fixed. Are you using Adwaita? Geez, yes. Now you must understand, this install of Fedora here is fresh. Okay, this is a baby install. Okay, I don't even know how to check. How do you check uptime? Like, without NeoFetch? Well, I guess I could just do DNF install NeoFetch. Oh, NeoFetch. Oh my good lord.
I was about to say screen fetch.
Oh, screen fetch. No. NeoFetch is better. NeoFetch is just facts. What is what? Matt's up? Matt is up? Matt, what are you doing up, dog? What are you doing up? Fam, what are you doing? What are you doing up? God, I love this. I love the fact that I've set up these scenes and like messed around. It's much better. It's so awesome. So much better. But all right, so let's see. NeoFetch. Let's see, what's the uptime on here? Because then we can essentially, all right, so this install's been up for about 2 hours, and you can essentially add like 20 minutes on that. That's how long this install Fedora has existed. It's essentially about 2.5 hours. You can just type DNF in NeoFetch. Really, did not know that.
Wait, what happened? You could just type in DNF then NeoFetch.
Well, I think he's saying DNF IN install NeoFetch, which, I mean, you can abbreviate install with IN.
Oh, shit.
I did not know that. But yeah, so this is a baby install, okay? This is stock bare GNOME, which we're going to be changing up a bit because we've got to. First things first, let's go through here. How do we, okay, so I want to uninstall you. We probably need to go to software to do that. Install. Because I want to get rid of a few of these programs. For one, document scanner. You know what? Fuck it. We'll keep it. Who knows? Maybe one day I might want to scan something. Who knows?
Scan some shit, man.
GNOME maps. I can already tell you this. We don't need GNOME maps. That's for damn sure.
What if you need to find your way around places?
I think we'll be fine. Remove that. I don't want problem reporting. Tor uninstall. Yes. I wish you could remove help too, but whatever. Yes, we'll keep it. I mean, we kind of have to, but whatever. Okay. But first things first, what we need to do is we need to go into our software center. And how's it going, brother? Welcome to the call.
Oh, hi there. I just figured I'd come and say hi, guys. And just to let you know, this is not a Gentoo or Emacs live stream.
Sadly, it is not.
You should totally just right now just type in sudo dnf in Emacs.
But then that would break my system.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
not, DNF has built-in protections for it, unlike apt, because unlike Debian developers, Fedora developers actually know how to set up package dependencies.
But see, here's the thing. A system with Emacs on it is flawed by design, you know?
What if I told you I'm talking to you from Emacs right now?
I would tell you that you're, just like the rest of us, deeply flawed, brother. You shouldn't be doing that. That's unhealthy.
I am horribly flawed as a human being because I have set up Emacs as my window manager.
What?
I guarantee you, your doctor would tell you to stop that right now. He'd be like, "No, that's not advised." Like, probably your therapist too. Your therapist would tell you that's not a good idea.
Unfortunately, I do not have a therapist.
Actually, I have a feeling that many people are thankful that they don't have to have a therapist, and the people who do have to have a therapist are like, "Damn, I wish I didn't have to pay this much money." Well,
No, it's coming in. It is honestly me coming in here and trolling you guys. That is my therapy for a living. Which, by the way, pro tip for GNOME software: if you just open up GNOME software, and from the front page just start typing in application names, it will automatically search for you. So if you're looking to remove a tour, just type in tour. You don't have to click the little search button.
I did not know that. Wow.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
And then to escape out of that, you just hit the escape key.
Okay, I did know that one. I did know that one. But I like doing things the hard way, okay? I like life on hard mode.
Well, in that case then, you should just install Fedora on your host system, run it bare bones, and not enable RPM Fusion.
Oh no. That's like extreme mode.
Hey man, I installed and ran nothing but Free Software Foundation approved software for 30 days using an ultra wide monitor that was hard limited to 1024 by 768.
Why? How? What?
Because that is what the Linux Libre kernel limited my AMD GPU driver. It hard limited to that because it could not unlock the DRM permissions.
So this is a kind of a stupid question, but how was that month?
It was an amazing month where I learned that I actually need a proprietary blob in my kernel.
Mm-hmm.
But I could still use Emacs, and that's the most important thing.
Who was talking about an OS to get blobless or something like that? I forgot who it was. I think it was John or something.
Blobless.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a blobless OS, just enable @free in your accept license variable in your make.conf file and /etc/portage.
I've done that before, actually.
And also, did you just install GNOME tweaks?
Yep.
Did you seriously just install GNOME tweaks? You are not confiding by the GNOME way. I bet
No.
you're going to be one of those people that tick the box for like the minimize button too.
No.
Aren't you?
No. I'm just going in here so I can install a different icon pack. Or icon theme. That's it. So
okay.
I can't take the Dueta icon theme. It's kind of shit. And by kind of, I mean it's actually kind of like not kind of. It's dog shit. It's terrible.
Believe it or not, I actually kind of like the Adwaita icon set.
I mean, inside of like the actual like files icons look fine. Like they're to be honest, like they're not anything special, but they're fine. Most of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
But
well,
here
is the worst thing about using third-party icon sets. Because realistically, when you're an application developer, you're planning your icon set to be either Breeze or Adwaita. And the reasoning why is because if you set it to anything else and that icon is missing for that application, there's a chance that that application will not actually load.
Really?
Yep. It's a thing that happens. Just ask about every other person that uses KDE and ask them why they're still using the Breeze icon set. That's exactly why.
I don't use the Breeze icon set.
Well, I said every other
Every
Plasma
person who's
user
using
too.
it.
I said every other, not every.
Smart distinction.
This
Exactly.
it's not loading. Damn.
What's not loading for you?
Manjaro now, KDE.
Manjaro? Oh, that's why it's freaking Manjaro.
Mm-hmm.
They probably broke something again because it's Manjaro. They break things because they don't do any kind of actual stability testing in their software, unlike what they claim to do.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not, 90% of the packages that Manjaro ships in its native repositories, and I'm not talking AUR, I'm talking about like the actual repositories, have no stability testing done to them whatsoever. They just hold back the updates for 2 weeks for no real reason at all.
Wow. Let's see. What should I do? I'm gonna do an Anarchy installer then.
Well, let me tell you what the best installation just hands down the best installer is. That is your custom-made NixOS configuration file.
Yo, for real, I've been trying to learn it, but it's too complicated for me. Can you help me out?
Well, unfortunately, I run Gentoo because I at least want to run an operating system that's actually used somewhere.
Wait, what? How's Nix not used compared to...
Have you ever met somebody that actually uses NixOS?
No.
Like, legitimately?
No.
Exactly. But yet, you're talking to this person right now who actually runs Gentoo on his daily system.
True. Good point. And damn, actually, now that you say that, I don't know one fucking person who actually uses NixOS. Like, everybody talks about it, but I don't know anyone who uses it.
It is just like MX Linux. It is just like that. You hear about it all the freaking time.
And about how good it is, but no one uses it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, until you said that, it never hit me. Like, I don't know anyone that uses NixOS.
Jeez. Alright, I'm about to use... Damn it, I just need to use
look, Crazy Chicken, there's a difference between you use it or, like, and having it installed on another computer. Like, I mean, I have OpenBSD and technically on another computer, but I'm not I'm not really using it for anything. It's just
NixOS is mostly used in server environments. Bro, I manage servers for a multi-billion-dollar company. Not a single one runs Nix.
By the way, just for everyone watching the stream, yes, I'm just scrolling through icon themes, not doing anything.
Jeez.
Isn't this supposed to be a Fedora 35 review?
Technically speaking, but like, what am I going to review about it? It's Fedora. That's
bro,
literally it.
They're using ButterFS and Pipewire by default. They're savages. And if you set up multiple disk array, guess what? RAID setup it's going to recommend by default.
Why would you be using
0.
RAID? That's the real question. Why are you using RAID?
Why wouldn't you be using RAID if you have multiple disks? Why would you not use RAID?
Why would you?
Why would I use RAID?
Yeah.
Because disk redundancy. That's why.
I mean, yeah, but there are now methods around that, so you don't really have to use RAID. I mean, you can use RAID, but you don't have to.
Well, if you're using any kind of system that you care about on an operating system installation that you actually care about, you should at least be running 2 disks running RAID 1.
I mean, I've heard that before, but just back up your system. Like, you should have an offsite backup anyway, no
Well,
matter
of
what you're
course,
running.
you should be using a backup because RAID is not a backup, and stop seeing it that way.
Well, but that's kind of my point. Like, why have disk redundancy when that's not even the aim of what you're doing? Like,
Because I'm trying to scalp hard drives right now, and you understand how impossible that is to scalp? My goodness, that 500 gigabyte Western Digital Blue hard drive that's still sold on the Walmart store shelves. Do you understand how impossible that thing is to scalp?
What do you mean scalp? Like
For some reason, nobody wants to buy the damn thing.
Oh.
I've had it for sale on my Facebook Marketplace for $200 for like 3 months now. Nobody wants to buy it.
Wait, hold on. So I don't know why most people don't use NICs. Well, I don't know why a lot of people would use NICs. Like, if we're being honest, I don't know why you would use NICs. Now I'm talking about like as a desktop user. I'm not saying like I don't see a reason to use NICs. I'm saying like I don't know why as a desktop user you would use NICs.
Krishna Jani, I can literally just use Clonezilla and make any Linux distribution a reproducible server.
Why do you guys use Discord? Just use IRC.
Mm-hmm.
IRC. Look, let's have a real discussion about this for a second. IRC is fucking dead. Okay.
No, it's not.
It's dead. Yes, it is.
Do you know what the most popular IRC server in the world is right now?
Do you want to know why it's dead? No, I don't know.
It's called Twitch.tv. Literally uses IRC on the back end.
Well, that
Matrix.org's text chat is based off of the IRC protocol.
Okay. All right. Would you not say that Windows like NT is dead? Because I mean, it's still around today.
Windows NT is still in use because guess what kernel Windows still uses? It's called the NT kernel, which started from Windows NT.
Yeah, but Windows NT is dead. Yes.
No.
Oh my god. That's like the most technical. It's dead. It's just technically the skeleton of what it used to, the fossil that it used to be is now stored underneath everything else. Like it's stored in the basement.
IRC is still the #1 communication platform for free and open source software projects too.
Yes. Okay.
So it's really not dead.
But here's the thing. Everybody who uses IRC is dying. That's literally the case. Like yes, you are dying, slowly dying. Yes. But you're not dead yet. And you probably won't be dead here soon. At least I hope. But no one new is getting on IRC. I've tried getting on IRC. I stopped using it like pretty quickly. There's really like no, IRC is dying. It's dying fast.
You want to know what's a dying product?
What?
It's really just this ergonomic keyboard that I'm seeing here that Arch Center has sitting in front of his camera. That's a dying product.
Get out of here.
Oh no, that's not kind of right. You're exactly right on that. And I'll show
there is no store shelf that stocks a keyboard like that anymore. You have to buy it online.
Mm-hmm. Oh snap!
I saw it for $500 online.
Okay, why can I no longer move this Discord? The Discord like toolbar is like, hidden perfectly behind.
So this is what you do. You hold the Windows key and hold middle click while you're hovering over the Discord window, and you can drag it. You gotta hold the window. You gotta hold the super key.
Yeah, I'm such a retard. That's kind of
There you go.
should be a given.
I mean, we're using Linux. Why would we ever grab the title bar to drag a window? That's just stupid.
True. Look at the last comment on Nix. The main idea of Nix is dev environments don't break with every Python release just because every package is version controlled, and thus dev environments are more stable.
Okay, so if you're using NixOS, why would you target the developer environment specifically?
Yeah, true.
Literally, the only thing that NixOS really brings to the table is the fact that you can just wrap the entire operating system in a single configuration file. The containerization, I don't care about because Flatpak, Snap, and AppImage exist.
Yeah, but you can roll back as many generations as you want.
I can do the same thing with ButterFS.
Okay.
I could do the same thing with LVM Snap.
That's like, all right, so you're one of those. That's like saying there's a fork of 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 a fork, man. Then go use it. All right? Sometimes someone's happy with using something they want to use, okay? Capiche? I want to hear capiche from you. Capiche?
Capiche. So, hold on. Tags Action said Discord is garbage also. Look, everything's garbage, man. Everything.
Computers in general are garbage because nobody actually truly understands how computers actually work, which is why the #1 degree in computer science or in the field of information technology is still computer science, because we don't know how this shit works.
I think a lot of the things is because people are just like you. That's the problem.
What's wrong?
Krishna, NixOS's package manager has nothing on Portage.
How do you know? Why? Why?
Why? Because with Portage, I can actually modify the internal components of the software I'm installing.
Okay, to your certain needs, to where you want to compile anything, the certain aspects of the way you can want to compile it, you can.
And that's why Portage is more powerful than Nix.
I'm pretty sure NixOS can do that, and Nix package manager.
Yeah, you know how you do that with the Nix package. You have to go into the package itself and actually modify a configuration file. You don't have to do that with Gentoo.
I don't care. You can still do it anyways if someone wants to. Gentoo 2 can also be held as like, why would you do that? That's retarded. Like, there's certain parts about Gentoo that's retarded to do where you shouldn't have to do it, but you do anyways. But in your aspect, it's more powerful, yes, and I agree with you because you have much more control over your system. But Nix or any other operating system, the way a developer wants it to be done, could be more powerful than what you think could be done.
No.
Well, at the same time, Portage is not looking to be for everybody, and neither is Nix.
I think they're both extremely powerful, though. But I think they both have like the same capabilities if you want to push them to the max. And I'm sorry, you were like, man, dude, it's like, I understand.
He's trying to get you riled. You do understand he's trolling right now. He's just trying to get you riled up.
Well, I have to troll you guys before Australia can pass this law, so then they have to send Interpol in to arrest me, even though I'm in the U.S.
Wait, hold on. Australia is trying to pass a law where trolling is illegal?
They're literally trying to pass a law to ban internet trolling. And they're calling it in the name of protecting the children.
I honestly agree with
it. You can't. All right, look. The problem with it, all right, prohibition doesn't work, and especially when you're trying to prohibit people. Yeah, prohibition. Like when you tell someone you can't do something.
Every other law that we create, it's prohibition too, man. You might as well not go out there and drive the speed limit because that's prohibition. You might as well not go out there and drink at 21. That's prohibition. You might as well not follow any of the laws either. That's prohibition.
I mean, No, not really. I mean, yeah, well, actually, yeah, kind of. I mean, you're kind of right to an extent. Um,
No, he's
but
exactly right. If you're looking,
yeah,
if you're using the pure definition of the word.
yeah. I mean, but also at the same time, in that same avenue, let's go with the speed limit analogy. Does anybody really and truly follow the speed limit law?
Believe it or
No.
not, I actually do.
Really? So you never go above the speed limit ever?
Good for you.
It's true. I don't go above the speed limit.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
It's called every single road in my area is packed full of potholes or doesn't even have a proper pavement. So even though the
Okay,
speed
that's a little
limit is
different.
technically speaking 55, the last thing I want to be doing is driving 55 miles an hour on a gravel road.
That's different. Yeah, that's different. Okay. Out here in my area, it's like a lot of the roads are like 30 miles an hour. And like my car, like at 30 miles an hour, that's like my cutoff limit for being able to do cruise control. So I literally can't like just sit at 30 and drive at 30. And we also, where I live, it's out in the country. And like, if you drive the speed limit here, like, I'm not kidding you, you'll get passed by police officers. Like, I've been pulled over for going the speed limit here, and them asked me if I was high or drunk because I was driving the speed limit. Like, it's, I live in, I guess I just live in a weird spot, I guess.
I
But
mean,
like, no one drives the speed limit.
I've been pulled over for like my bumper being duct taped to the back of my truck. So what's the
Serious?
difference? Yeah, don't you have vehicles in your area where people like literally duct tape body parts back onto their vehicles? Is that
Yeah,
not a common thing where you live?
Oh, well, you know what? I don't know. What, do they pull you over for a safety something? Or?
I guarantee you there is more duct tape in this county than welds.
Krishna, if you want to join, the Discord link, as always, for anybody who ever wants to or needs to know this, the Discord link is in the description, and we're just hanging out in general talk. You're always welcome to come and join. Now, I do go ahead and say this: if you're a douche or anything like that, obviously don't be confused when you get kicked or muted or anything. But yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised I haven't been kicked or muted yet.
No. Trolling is different, you know. A healthy amount of trolling keeps you on edge.
Okay.
Yeah,
By the way, everybody that's just like paying attention needs to go to patreon.com/thenextcast. We need to get into $300 a month. That way we can install and use and daily drive Gen 2.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
We need to hit that goal.
Working on it. I think he's at $99 right now.
What?
I think he is. Last I checked.
Yeah, Matt's doing
You got a
good on
ways
his
to go
Patreon.
to 300.
Hey, no, all they need is that magic beneficiary. He's just for like 1 month got an extra $201 to spend.
Oh, he's at 106. So come on, guys, we have $194 more to go. We can do it.
Only has to hit that for 1 month.
I mean,
Well, yeah,
we just have to get it there. And then we have to talk him into installing Gen 2 before Patreon decides to actually take his monthly bill.
Yeah.
And then after he switches to Gen 2, we just cancel his subscription. That's how it works. We just have to get him to install Gen 2 before the 5th of every month.
All right, so I'm gonna drag this down here, and I'm gonna keep the Discord window in the stream and let y'all talk for a minute while, because Buddy, I don't know what he needs. He needs something. He's whining at me. He's been whining.
He needs love and attention.
I gave that to him.
And he needs a nice long walk while we take over your stream for you.
Oh, he don't need a walk. He's been.
He needs a nice long walk, and he needs to go play with the squirrels outside.
I'll tell you what.
At 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Please.
Well, I'll be back.
You could just call me Josh. You don't have to call me Liege.
All right, Josh. I would run Gen 2. I couldn't figure out how to run DisCC and I'd run it laptop, to desktop and desktop and vice versa.
Well, you should try again. And this time read the fucking manual.
I have to keep reading it then.
Well,
I've been
yeah.
trying to consistently read
You
it.
read it, and then you memorize it, and then you never have to ask how to do something again because you actually read the manual unlike everybody else.
I think I've gone over it a few times. But
They put a lot of work into it. They even tried to implement emojis into it. And you know what the emojis did?
Emojis for what? These
In the Gen 2 handbook. Somebody tried to put emojis in the Gen 2 handbook.
Okay.
Do you know what happened?
What?
It crashed it. It took the whole website down. It was down for 35 minutes.
That's actually a pretty short time.
Well, it's because somebody in the IRC chat room was actually paying attention.
Good for them. That's awesome.
Yep.
Who's that?
That is sudo snap install Dylan.
No. I think K Johnny came in here. Okay.
I mean, it could also be K Johnny too. I just appreciate the name sudo snap install Dylan because he is a man after my own heart. Because we have to do everything possible to make Matt hate us.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do everything possible. Up to and including SSH into his personal computer, and that is adding as many things into his home directory as possible.
What about snaps? I heard he loves snaps.
Snaps are involved in that too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to set up loopback devices every chance we can get. We're going to make extensive use of v4l2, and we're just going to create infinite numbers of loopback devices. We're going to do the same thing with his pulse audio sound channels because I figured out how to set dummy sound channels the other day. So we're just going to make a whole bunch of them. So whenever he tries to open up like a drop down to select an audio device, he has to pick from 100 different options.
I gotta start making more videos.
Low spec Linux laptop. If you want to stream audio to Discord, install Pipewire and use any of the Jack tools, like any of their patch bay tools, and it will work.
That's like plugins?
Yeah. I'm running Pipewire right now, and I actually prefer to use Helvum because like it's the one that I could figure out first, and I can route my audio anywhere I want.
I'll be back.
Oh, so then it's just me here.
Oh, dang, you're right. All right. Well,
Yes.
hold on, you're gonna hear a bunch of
Guys, go to yt.10leej.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be posting like this huge, massive series where I do nothing but have headaches as I set up Gentoo on my server, and we're going to go full production server with this thing. We're going to install everything and self-host everything we possibly can through native applications. We are not going to use Docker, and we're not going to use virtual machines. It's all going to be bare metal. Let's do it.
All right, that actually probably.
And we're going to update every single day until it breaks.
Not gonna lie, I did actually update. I merged -U, capital N, capital D, at world every day.
That's the way to do it. Don't forget to run your merge sync first.
Oh shit! I did not.
You should do it. Otherwise, you're not actually updating anything.
Damn.
Gen 2 is as based as Emacs plus IRC, to be honest.
The Gen 2 and Emacs IRC channels are the best IRC channels.
You hear that, Tyler? You
Like,
hear that?
hands down, the best. And I'm not joking about that at all. Like, you can ask the stupidest question, and they will not tell you to read the manual unless you're absolutely stupid. Or you walk
The
in.
IRC guys, the IRC guys are the best, to be very honest.
Or you walk in there and somebody already pissed them off because somebody was honestly convinced that Vim was a better text editor.
The only problem I think is like with IRC is with bots. It's very easy to like completely bot spam IRC, but then other than that, it's all fine.
You can bot spam any IM client.
I think with IRC it is. I think with the IRC it is much more usual.
Yeah.
Well,
Even
it's
with the
more
little
usual.
amount of time that I've been on IRC, I've seen more bots on there.
I'll be honest, I see more bots on Telegram than I do IRC. Or at least I get more bot spam from Telegram.
Luckily, I don't really like. I pretty much only use Telegram for sending my audio to Matt. Like that's it.
Joshua,
then-
what happened to your like Emacs challenge that you were having?
The Emacs challenge that I'm having is that I'm currently talking to you through an Emacs buffer because I'm using EXWM on this very computer.
Cool. I was not expecting that. The message that you put on DistroTute, I thought that it was going to be a complete troll, but eventually now you're saying that
No,
it's an
I'm
EXWM.
serious. I've gone all in on Emacs. My laptop is not running Pop OS. It is running Emacs. Like tried and true, bare minimum viable Emacs. I have just the minimal Xorg server, just enough drivers, just enough kernel, and we are going straight into Emacs. I'm not even using an init system. It literally boots straight into Emacs.
Good Lord. I just couldn't use Emacs that way. Just not into
What about an
Emacs.
Emacs operating system? A package manager based on eLisp and init system based on eLisp.
You don't need a package manager because Emacs has a package manager. It's called package-install.
No, but you still need a package manager for
No, you
things like
don't.
Firefox and stuff like that.
No, because Emacs has a web browser. You don't need Firefox.
Yeah, but Emacs web browser does not, actually render JS properly. You
It
need
renders
to have Emacs application framework then.
Oh no, you don't have an application framework? Well, guess what you got? You have the literal world's best Lisp interpreter right there.
True, that is why. That is what I'm trying to say. Just break an Emacs eLisp based package manager, make an eLisp based init system which just loads a bunch of eLisp files at startup.
So if you want an eLisp based init system, it's called GNU Shepherd. It actually is written in Lisp. How much Lisp, I don't know, but there is Lisp in it. And I think it actually uses Scheme for its configuration files.
Yeah, I mean, you could use Geeks if you want Lisp, you could use Geeks if you want Lisp, but I'm talking about eLisp, specifically eLisp.
I am talking about eLisp. GNU Shepherd uses...
I don't think GNU Shepherd uses eLisp.
I'm pretty sure there is some that is in there. I'd have to double check. It's been a while since I actually cared about Shepherd because who the hell uses Shepherd? The best photo editor on Linux is not even a photo editor. It's this application. It comes with every single one of your KDE desktops, and you'd normally probably actually remove it first thing as soon as you realize that you're not even using it. It's called Krita.
What's Krita? Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Krita?
No, I've heard of Krita.
Oh, okay. It is hands down the best tool for editing photos on Linux. GIMP is a great manipulator of images, but it's not an editor.
Cut. Move that to home.
Are you done looking at icon themes yet? Have you actually picked one?
Yeah.
You also need to create dot icons.
Yep.
I was on mute the whole time talking to you guys.
That is
Alright.
fantastic. You should go back on mute. No, it's fine. It's fine. The more people that talk and argue with me, the better.
So,
One question. What was Shepherd?
Shepherd is the official GNU init system. Nobody uses it because why would somebody use it? But it actually exists. It is as GNU as the GNU herd kernel, except it actually
No,
works.
I think the geeks guys use GNU Shepherd.
They do. They are like the only distribution that uses it.
Ooh, this icon pack is pretty freaking nice. Cora looks pretty good.
The geeks
Honestly,
package manager is very much like.
Zanny, I need to interject for a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
That rhythm box icon looks garbage.
Really? Looks pretty good to me.
It doesn't look doesn't look exactly good. Cheese has never had a good looking icon.
Oh well, yeah, that's a give. In any icon pack, cheese looks like shit. Well, that's just a given. I don't know. To me, that looks fine.
Videos doesn't even have an icon for the icon pack. That's literally the stock icon.
Dude, Cheese is also that Tetris player. He's an animal.
I mean, I guess the Steam icon actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who Cheese is?
I think most of them look good. No. Oh wait, Cheese from that cartoon. Good Lord, I can never remember its name. The one with blue in it.
I don't. Oh, wait.
Good Lord,
what?
I can't remember. There's a character named Cheese on a kids TV show, and I can't remember its.
Blue's Clues.
No, no, not Blue's Clues. Good Lord. Oh, I can't remember its name. Had all these crazy characters.
No, I mean Cheese, the Tetris player. He's like a pro Tetris player, and he learned how to roll his keyboard. Look at. Where's my NES controller? Oh, it's all the way over there. I would show you. I'd show you, but it's all over there.
All right, I have no idea what I'm doing. You know what? I'm
Here,
just happy.
I've got a sample controller, right? I got a sample controller, and what he would do is they would take it like this, and he would roll his keyboard, or roll his hands underneath his keyboard or something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what the best controller possible for Tetris is.
Mm-hmm.
That's called the default Emacs key bindings.
Dude, the default Emacs key bindings are disgusting.
Can you get to above 20 hertz on the Emacs key binding?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I actually use them every day right now.
Okay.
Emacs key
Well,
bindings, default ones are really good.
Well,
I mean,
when you have carpal tunnel at like 30, we'll find out about that.
I mean, you can avoid carpal tunnel by actually just not using your computer every single minute of the day. Alternatively, you can also just use a Dvorak keyboard layout.
That's kind of like saying you can save a lot of money on gas by never driving your car.
Yeah, I like that one.
Like,
What I did was I used a program to bind control to the space bar. So if I press space for more than 2-3 seconds, automatically it becomes control. Then I can actually do control X, control F, and everything just using the space bar.
And 3 seconds is a long time to wait there, my friends.
I mean, you can use Xmod map for all kinds of cool things.
Just imagine how many times you're waiting.
Xmod map, XKB, Xscape, I think it's called. Those are all fantastic and amazing tools, and if you're a Vim user, you should definitely be using all three of them, because caps lock is a terrible key that nobody should ever use. You should swap that key with escape.
Of course. And super.
That said, you should also not be using Vim, because Emacs is a better text editor.
Vim users always bind caps lock to escape, and Emacs users bind caps lock to control.
Color me weird.
Well, I'm a Vim user, and I bind caps lock to control.
You guys know what my caps lock is?
What?
It's caps lock.
Awesome.
There should be escape.
Well, no, it's because this system I actually had to reformat it earlier today, and for some reason I forgot to actually save the script that I was using to my dot file. So of course I had to rewrite it.
We've all been there.
Because I'm sitting.
Can we just go back to that statement about you saying Emacs is the best text editor? Emacs is
yeah,
not even a text editor.
Okay, so the reason why Emacs is the best text editor, because Emacs initially was a text editor. However, they kept adding things onto it. So Emacs has become such a great text editor. It has grown beyond the boundaries of what we call a text editor. It is now a development environment.
See, here's my disagreement
Emacs actually
Emacs
can be what you want to be actually. That I think Matt also, when he was doing that Emacs challenge, he just forgot the fact that Emacs is not a text editor. Emacs is an environment where you have to spend a lot of time making it your own. I mean,
Yeah,
Vim
and see,
is very
that's
easy.
the
You
whole
just learn
thing.
the few major key bindings and you are ready to go. You don't need to do anything.
No, hold on. See,
but
that's the problem. Emacs is fucking shit because it's not a goddamn text editor. It's not. If I want to go in and edit a fucking text file and I have to spend 6 goddamn hours figuring out how the fuck this program works, how to fuck to change a font, how to figure out how to make it look even half decent, figure out how in the fuck to use 600 different control bindings that make no goddamn sense at all. Like it's not a text editor. It's just not.
Okay.
Here's my argument. Here's my argument. No, hold on. Here's my argument.
I feel like you've already said enough points here.
You install Emacs. All right, if I install Emacs in Vim and I want to open up a text file, if I open the file using Vim, it opens.
It does the same in Emacs too.
Yeah.
All you have to do,
except for the fact
there were 2-3 points that you said, right? First one, you said that Vim is very easy to configure and stuff like that, to make it look half decent, But if you look at Vim, even if you want to make it look half decent, you have to go to your web browser, search for a Vim plugin manager, get a half decent Vim theme, install it using a plugin manager or install it manually, and then you have to load that Vim theme in the disgusting Vim script language that is there. And eventually, when you get Vim to working properly, you have a long 30-40 line Vim RC, which does not make sense anymore. And then you start to configure Vim more when you have 4 folders that consist of Vim script files, which is an even more disgusting thing than to have one readable org file that has all of your Emacs configuration, where you can edit it, you can make it literate, and you can do whatever you want to do in a readable text file. You don't even have to, put all of your configuration in a Vim script file. You can actually put it in an org mode file, which is a
okay. Hold on.
I would like to interject for a moment here.
The only thing that I have to do to configure Vim is install it, and then my configuration file for Vim is, like, I shit you not, the biggest part of my Vim configuration file is the ASCII art at the top.
Agreed.
That's it.
But that is all you have to do with Emacs.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Just do this. Okay,
Guys,
just do this. Go do sudo or whatever. I think you're using Fedora.
I would like a turn to talk here, because I would just like to say that I enjoy the fact that I managed to troll everybody here long enough to get a 45-second rant about Emacs. I feel like I won.
You definitely did.
But no, I actually do much prefer Emacs to Vim, because like I found myself spending way more time just sitting in Emacs, just like playing around with things, compared to like using Vim.
That's my point. Everyone who loves Emacs loves tinkering with Emacs. I want to work with my goddamn text files. I want to type a fucking text file. That's it. I don't want to spend 600 hours configuring Emacs.
Agreed. Now listen, just imagine the scenario. There is a guy who uses Control C and Control V for copying, that kind of person who does not even know Vim bindings, does not know Emacs bindings, right? He installs an Linux operating system and he does sudo apt install Emacs and he does sudo apt install Vim, right?
Okay.
Emacs is even more user friendly because it has two menu bars and a toolbar which says, okay, if you want to exit, press this button. If you want to enter a file, you do this, etc., etc. Now, when you go into Vim, you type Vim in a terminal emulator, right? You get nothing but an introductory message that says, welcome to Vim. Now, I don't even know what I want to do anymore. Just sitting there, stranded. Now you use your like arrow keys to move up and down in the document when you're using Vim, which is definitely very wrong, right? You have to spend another hour learning the Vim key bindings, which you could also do with Emacs. And Emacs bindings are much more, like logical. You do Control F for forward, you do Control B for back, you do Control N for next, you do Control P for previous. It is much more easier to learn these bindings than to do HJKL all day. Just think about that.
Well,
Now,
hold on. To argue your point,
more easier for you to just do Vim and the text file.
Hold on. That whole argument there can be completely disproved by the fact that there's an insert button on your keyboard. You can just go in. You can just insert the text into both programs. That works.
But what about the bindings? Why will I use GG for going up and capital G for going down?
I have a good explanation.
Well, hold on.
And a lot of these are trying to be coordinated to a lot of their other key binding. And then a lot of their philosophy is to stay as close as they can to the home row. So to keep, especially on a QWERTY keyboard, to keep your fingers from having extreme excessive movement. And a lot of these combinations, in my opinion, far excel the combinations that you could have in Emacs. Don't use Vim mode on Emacs then. I want to see someone code that in their own thing. And then after an extreme amount of hours and hours and hours, like Tyler said, 50 plus hours, then you get to what you guys are talking about.
Okay,
but that
wait,
Vim
hold on.
comes out of the box.
Well,
my entire point
I'm
can
not
be
gonna lie
proven.
to you guys. If we're literally just editing text, I do have to admit that Vim probably is better. But Emacs overall is the superior product compared to Vim.
Okay.
One more thing that
But saying
honest
Emacs is a better product than Vim, in that exact statement, you are proving what I'm saying. You're not saying it's the best text editor. You're saying it's a better product, because you don't want to say it's the best eLisp interpreter. It's not a text editor. It can be. It's not one.
Okay, so here are the people that want to use Emacs, and then here are the people that want to use Vim. They both, at the end of the day, probably do relatively the same thing. At the very end of the day, because they're both either programming, they're developing, or they're modifying files. You can do that with both programs perfectly fine. The big difference with Emacs is that it's a better dedicated environment. Because if you're sitting there, you're constantly opening text windows of vertical splits inside of things. Emacs actually has an easier time by default opening up a vertical split compared to Vim. Because in Vim, you have to pull up the command mode and type it, where Emacs, it's literally just a key binding. Yes, the out-of-the-box experience in Emacs is significantly worse than Vim for anybody. I can't tell you anybody that within 5 minutes prefers Emacs over Vim.
Well, yes. See, here's my whole problem, man. Like, I've literally had someone tell me that, like, we're going to set up and install Emacs. I'm not fucking shitting you, man. It took me 15 minutes to change the font in Emacs. It's not easy. And like
no. But at the same time, you're using Linux. Who the fuck cares?
Let me talk about some stuff that is being said there. Like, first thing, right? You're talking about configuring Emacs is hard. You have to learn eLisp. Have you learned about customize function? The customize function provides an easy text-based interface.
I don't want to know any of that. I don't
everything.
want. You don't understand. I don't want any of that. I just want to edit text. I don't need anything fancy. Well, you're saying
Agreed.
I
You're saying
agree,
that you take
but then you're like, what?
That is-
It has all these nice functions that you can do this and that. I don't need any of that. I just need my text file to open up and like edit it. I just want it to have the proper font and everything.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And
Like,
I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not probably the target person that wants to use Emacs.
well, and that's what I'm saying. That I just want to edit text. Like I don't want to do anything else. Like-
yeah, but there is this myth that Emacs takes a lot of time to learn, which is like with everything. Now, if you want to get a proper optimized workflow with Vim, you have to learn how to use
No,
Emacs.
you don't.
Have to learn how.
I completely disagree. You don't. My configuration file took no time. I copied it from DT and changed one line. That's it. It took no time.
To
I
be
didn't
very
have to
honest,
learn
Sagar,
anything.
You use those for editing configuration files. For actual developers, it is they have to set up Tmux. They have to get a proper TUI based file manager, either Ranger or LF working. They have to get all these other components working. So the net aggregate time that you spend actually building a Vim based environment, focusing on all these other components, a TUI based file manager and a TUI based this and a TUI based that. Emacs does everything out of the box. You don't even have to install a proper file manager, a proper efficient file manager, to be very honest.
You're completely not getting what I'm saying. You're talking about I need a file. I don't need
I
a
would
file
like to
manager.
interject for a moment because Vim actually does have a built-in file manager.
Well,
Yeah,
again, it does,
I
but
think
you're
Vim can
listing
do all
off
that.
things that for somebody who's again not a developer, who's not trying to set up a development environment, who just wants to edit their text files, like not just configuration files, but text files, like just any text file. I don't need Emacs, and I don't need to spend 6 hours getting it set up because the net aggregate time or whatever that I'm gonna, I don't have to do it. I just
I've spent 6 hours in it.
any
might
text
I
editor.
raise a good point here for you?
Yeah,
Why are you even using Vim? Why don't you just use the native text editor installed with the graphical environment?
That is what
that's
I was
kind of my
trying to say.
point.
If you
Like,
only need to edit text, then just use mousepad or leafpad or something like that.
I use Kate. Kate is awesome.
I could
Kate
get
is awesome. I
I
agree
could
with
get
you
by
because-
with gedit.
Okay.
I don't want
At the
to,
end
but
of
I
the
could.
day, they all open a plain text file and have a save function. That's really all that matters.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything
Oh.
else beyond that scope is just bloat.
Well,
Yeah, it's
I
just kind
like
of
to
extra
think,
fluff. That's
you know, if I could get the different kind of font sizes in Vim, or like there are some things I know there are some differences, but not enough for me to use them. Like Tyler's saying, if there's enough for me just to edit the text file, to jump in and out of a file and be like, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's awesome.
I mean, I'm working on
I mean, in
writing my
one
entire
aspect,
website.
I can
in
actually
WordPress.
understand. I can actually understand what you're trying to say, because you don't have that kind of need. Agreed. But for people who do, Emacs is a very good thing. Like I have college, and and I use Emacs for a lot of stuff, for making notes, for email, for RSS, and for IRC, and everything is in Emacs. Because I need one place where I can not be distracted from the stuff that the internet provides. Do my work and then get out of it and log in into XFCE and do whatever I want to do there.
Your point is exactly what I'm saying. Like, the people who truly like and love Emacs aren't the people who just need to edit a text file. Like, you want more, and that's what makes Emacs great.
For everybody in this conversation here, including the people in the chat that are also like coming up with their own opinions for this, there's a great video on this very platform that you're watching the stream from on YouTube. It's called Evil Mode: How I Learned to Stop Hating It and Embracing Emacs. It is literally written by a guy that made the most popular group set of Vim plugins.
That is an awesome talk. Yes, I can also.
It is an awesome talk, and I heavily
that.
encourage everybody here to just go back and rewatch it, because that's just going to be the end of this debate. That's it.
I doubt it.
Well, no, it's not going to be the end of it because it's the internet, and we can't even make up our own damn minds as to what chat platform we're going to use.
Well, of course. Well, that's kind of the whole thing. Like, we'll never be able to choose one. Like, there's, even if everybody chose one platform, there'd still be that one dick who's like, nah, I'm still gonna use MySpace. Like, okay, Chad.
Believe it or not, I actually still have a MySpace account that I log into occasionally.
How the fudge?
You log into it?
Yeah, I do.
I didn't even know their servers were still active.
Yeah, me too. 470XX-EKMS.
I'll be honest, I actually much prefer old MySpace to current MySpace.
Let me check this out. What are you talking about? Let me see this.
Old MySpace was so much better than current MySpace.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna search
I don't
this.
even know what MySpace is, to be very honest.
It was Facebook before Facebook.
Yeah, it was it's the OG Facebook. Like,
Yeah, I used to post my song on there. That was my
no
shit.
way.
I
You're
used
not
to write
shitting.
my own
MySpace is still open.
I used to write my own custom CSS themes that had like their own custom made playlist, music players, video players that would just automatically start, have the dynamic background with the dynamic text boxes.
So was it like
amazing.
4chan?
It literally took 15 minutes for my profile page to load.
No.
And it only worked in Microsoft Internet Explorer. Because Microsoft Internet Explorer had this wonderful thing that nobody else was allowed to use.
Java?
I can't even remember what they freaking call it anymore.
No, so was the interface like 4chan?
No, it's
Like
very
what
different.
4chan is today?
I think it was before 4chan. Yeah.
Yeah, it was before 4chan.
I think 4chan actually came around about the same time. I think it's kind of a debate as to which one came around first.
Because
I think
I
Reddit might
remember-
even stretch back that far. I'm not 100% certain though.
Reddit's old. I'm pretty sure. I think Reddit's old. Let me check. Reddit's old.
I think Reddit was founded like 99 or something like that. Yes, ActiveX. ActiveX is what I used on my MySpace profile, and it didn't work for anybody that used Firefox or Netscape Navigator. I mean,
Hold on,
I almost said Firefox.
we got
Almost.
Lewis coming out of left field here. He's like, I have to make this point. Acme is the best text editor if you don't want to be distracted because it does text editing, no syntax highlights.
Nano for a while there didn't have syntax highlighting either, and in the latest Nano update, they did in fact incorporate both a configuration file and syntax highlighting.
Okay, so now 2005 for Reddit, right? So 2005 for Reddit.
Okay, that's like
And
what I thought.
I think MySpace is older.
Yeah.
MySpace.
Yeah, it came out in 2003.
Yeah, holy crap.
4chan is also from 2003. So yeah, almost the same time.
Yeah, I feel like a MySpace came out. I feel like I heard about MySpace before I heard about 4chan.
Me too, but damn, I can't believe they came out at the same time.
I heard about 4chan before I ever heard about Reddit, now that I think about it.
I did too. I heard about 4chan way
That
before
said, prior to MySpace or 4chan, there really was no such thing as a social media service. Prior to that, it was just forums.
Yeah.
The way it should have stayed, if we're being honest, you know.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, woo. I wish.
I still have a love affair with forums. There are several forum websites I still annually visit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so you do your annual your annual good lord, what's it called? Shit. Like the religious journey. Oh God.
That religious journey where I log into every single online account I've ever made at least once a month, yes.
Dude, if you're still signing into MySpace, you sign into every account you've ever made.
Yeah.
No way. That's crazy.
I've been using a password manager for over 20 years now, and I have literally saved every single account, and I've never deleted a single one. So, once a month, I still log into at least everything. 718 different accounts.
Jesus. Switch to Plan 9 if you hate bloat. You'll actually love it. Yeah, switch to Plan 9 if you don't like a functioning system. It's kind of epic. I mean, unless you have a PC from like
Oh shit.
real back in the
That's
day, then it might work. Again,
I'm pretty
might.
old. Alright, KDE, Plasma, Plasmata, KDE applications.
Well, yeah, group chat programs. Those are old. Like I think IRC was actually the first one.
Damn, a non-tech forums in 2002.
Super
I still log into BBS sites.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Like UK, United Kingdom, or like like Doctor Who or something, or am I getting that wrong?
And I still
No.
subscribe to email threads. Like I am in the GNU mailing list. Like back when that was actually like a public thing. I've actually gotten Richard Stallman and Linus Torvalds to both shout at me before in the same email thread. In the same email thread.
Mailing lists are actually like a very big part of the Emacs community right now.
That's
Mailing
it.
lists.
That's because some people just don't believe in the thing called using the internet on an always active connection. So they would rather just use a pop email account.
Yep. We have a lot of stuff that goes on the Emacs mailing list.
Hold on, there's QEMU and draw terms, so you can use a modern PC. Man, I don't even know what that means, but sounds good.
If you use virtual machines on Linux, you probably use QEMU.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what he meant by QEMU. Okay.
It's pronounced QEMU.
Yeah. QEMU. Is it really? Is that how you're
Yeah.
is that how you're supposed to pronounce it?
The official short pronunciation is QEMU. Otherwise, it's known as quick emulation.
Did not know that. Okay. QEMU. That's okay.
I was there when that was announced.
Does not roll off the tongue, man. It just does not. QEMU.
To be honest, using QEMU to spin up your virtual machines is so much easier than directly interacting with KVM.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, but see, here's the thing. Like, Lewis, why? Just why? Like,
if you want to know why, it's because Plan 9 uses this thing called a free and open source license. So it is thus determined that it is free software. Fuck you. Lewis can do whatever the fuck he wants.
oh, Lewis can. Lewis can. But why?
And I can't.
Like, why use Plan 9?
Vert Manager does need KVM and QEMU to run, but you don't need Vert Manager to run QEMU.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, Virtual Manager is just like the front end for interacting with QEMU.
Technically, Virtual Manager is a front end for libvirt, which is a library that sits on top of QEMU and KVM.
Okay.
libvirt, I had to do something with that with my flags in Gentoo.
Yeah, if you're going to be using emulation on Gentoo, you have to enable libvirt.
Joshua, did you see this year's Emacs Conf?
What do I use as my Emacs conf? GNU Emacs?
No. What did you see this year's Emacs Conf?
Oh, no.
Like the conference?
No, I don't care to watch it. Like, legitimately, I don't care to watch it. I don't really watch a whole lot of stuff related to like development talks in general because I honestly just legitimately don't care.
I will care for you.
I like the way that you wrote that. Just I legitimately just don't care.
I will take your care because I'd like.
Ohio Linux Fest is going on, and I'm literally in a half-hour drive away from it. Am I going? No, because I just don't
Yeah.
care. Because every time I go to Ohio Linux Fest, I just do the same thing I'm doing here, where I'm just trolling everybody and I'm joking about everybody having to run Gentoo. I'm getting people to argue about Emacs and Vim. I'm getting people to argue as to what kernel is best kernel. I even get BSD guys to rant about systemd.
You are definitely the kind of guy that likes to watch the world burn.
Exactly. And you know what? I make the world better because of it, because I am the guy that sparks these amazing debates that everybody always applauds later on. So therefore, my trolling is my contribution to open source, because I am the guy that got Ubuntu to actually not use Bone Stock GNOME.
Really?
Like, legitimately, I trolled the Ubuntu Yarrow team into creating Yarrow. Because I told them, are you just going to use Adwaita? Because everybody hates Adwaita. You should not use Adwaita. Because really what they were going to do was they were just going to fork Adwaita and just simply color it like the Ubuntu colors. They weren't actually planning on making like a full-fledged theme.
Well, good on you, man. They did a fucking great job with it.
Yeah, because, you know, the Yarrow theme looks amazing.
I felt like a big boy.
There we go.
Oh, Scott, actually, good question that I have
What's
for
that?
you. Your system, did you get Manjaro installed?
No, because
No.
Manjaro.
What's up?
What'd you
Manjaro
say?
is a great operating system until you enable the AUR. Manjaro is a
No.
great operating system until like they purposely break something or like the development team does something that you disagree with.
I don't know.
Which, you know, they do every 6 months.
Forever, hasn't he?
Manjaro is
Yes,
a great operating system for the people that can't figure out how to install Arch Linux.
Oh, no.
Manjaro is a great
no.
operating system for coming up with a GNOME port that's literally unmaintainable, and this is admitted by the devs themselves.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever looked at the GNOME edition for Manjaro?
No, never.
No.
They do so much work. They literally make Firefox look like Epiphany. It is amazing how much work that they put into it, and I applaud them for that, because I would love to hug every single software development that wastes their time like that, because that is not a maintainable product for them.
With the look and the theming of Firefox?
The look of the theming of Firefox, because bear in mind, Firefox is a web browser, not a very easy project to develop, and here they are putting a theme on top of it. And this is a native GTK theme in Firefox, which means that they're not just modifying the Firefox CSS file. They are literally forking Firefox and working on this.
iPin guy. Yes, we have reinstalled again, but the laptop, it's not poor. It's poor Windows. Windows was really OBS.
Why would you even subject yourself to that? You knew it was going to be bad, so why would you even subject yourself to Windows 11?
I will not say. It was actually objectively, Windows was really good. OBS on Windows, though, like for some reason, OBS on Linux works as it should. On Windows, OBS somehow, some way creates some artificial hardware bottleneck where all of a sudden my very overpowered gaming PC can't even play, like, we're talking like Rocket League and stream at the same time.
That is because of Windows' horrible schedule manager, and OBS actually has to work around that by placing a hard processing limit on OBS that they probably set way too high for the current Windows build.
Ooh,
So it's not
okay.
necessarily OBS's fault, even though technically speaking it is. It's really just Windows crappy programming.
Ooh, okay. I actually believe that.
I like that. I
Sounds
like
about
that
right.
conclusion.
I mean, we'll just keep shitting on Windows. I like that. It's definitely Windows' fault.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So Lewis said, I use Plan 9 as a development environment for Linux. I use it because I can program more efficient there. I use SSH and SSHFS. And so I can use Linux in Plan 9. I don't know. I just think it'd be easier to develop in Linux.
Does Plan 9 even have SSH?
Yes. That much I do.
It does?
Yes.
There's is there a Plan 9 fork of SSH?
I will assume so. I'm going to assume it's their own. There
would have to be, because I don't see them ever using OpenSSH for anything.
Yeah, no, as far as I know, OpenSSH is not a thing. Someone asked Scott. So, what do you think of Endeavor?
Me?
Yeah. Have you ever tried Endeavor?
I would no, not really, but I wouldn't mind trying it. I think it's Arch based.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it, and I think Matt tried it too.
Lewis said Manjaro GNOME is amazing.
Really? No, I've never tried it.
Die German Pink Guy said nobody can program Plan 9. It's not even possible. Please do not lie here. This is an honest community here. Plan 9 is worse than Windows 8.
I'm not going to argue that. The big thing that Plan 9 has is like the ideals behind Plan 9. That's where the innovation of Plan 9 actually is. Is it a good product? Hell no.
No. The ideals are great, and plumbing is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a cool concept of an idea, because I can agree with you. The way that the user interface integrates the mouse into the workflow is probably like the best use of a mouse ever.
Yeah. That's the problem, though, is it all falls apart when you realize that it can't do anything like of meaning. Like, you're not going to be able to use any of the modern web. You can't use any modern application. You can't use any modern piece of software. And also, for that matter, pretty much all software is not made with Plan 9 in mind at all. So pretty much no software works.
That's really not Plan 9's fault at all.
No. It's not. It's not its fault at all. But
it's our community's fault that nobody's porting anything to Plan 9.
Yeah. Well, but that is also kind of the thing. Plan 9 is what makes it all fall apart is the fact that it's not used anywhere. Like it's essentially a dead product that's kept alive, like literally on life support. Like,
all I can do is build, right? I mean, whatever it does have to build upon, it will always be there. So, I mean, whoever's using it might as well keep, maybe they gotta.
We're in a kitchen. Is this suddenly a cooking stream?
Yeah, we're
yes, of course. Now, I'm not showing off Discord, but I should.
You should.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
Hold on.
In fact, right now, the stream's probably the most boring product because it's just you.
True. So there we go. We'll fix it. And now you guys are getting the camera.
All right, so I had to get some water in here. Oh, actually, you know what? I had ice cream. I would love to have.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Plan 9, you can't even... Real Plan 9, you can't get working on any hardware. Like
Plan 9, you can't even live stream from because it doesn't support FFmpeg.
Dude, facts.
Wait, what the heck is
however, Real Plan 9 has an amazing C compiler.
You're not wrong.
Are they all different? Because sometimes people pass errors, or sometimes something builds different, or they build it differently. Why?
What was the question?
Do they just pass the errors on some compilers, and some compilers can be worse than others, and sometimes people spend more time fixing out the bugs and stuff like that within their own compilers?
The big thing is about Plan 9's C compiler compared to GCC is that Plan 9's C compiler actually compiles C. That said, it only supports C89 syntax because it's Plan 9. Who would ever?
Wait, hold on.
Who would ever think?
You're talking to a troglodyte. I didn't get that joke there. So, like, what? How does EGC or you know what I'm saying? How is that not compiling C?
Okay, GCC does not actually compile C. It just translates everything into assembly, which then is compiled into binary machine code. That's how GCC actually works. Plan 9 literally takes a C code and just dumps it into machine code.
Oh, okay. Did not know that. 9 front
Do you
C
know what else I
compiler is
dump
also
on code?
amazing.
I mean, 9 front C compiler is basically the Plan 9 compiler.
Yeah, I was about to
that's
say,
been
isn't it the same thing, just with added like isn't it pretty much
Well,
everything about 9 front?
it-
It's just Plan 9, but just updated.
It's
to
Plan
support
9, but it's maintained.
yeah, that's it.
But yeah, the Plan 9 compiler compiles C89 amazing. It can kind of support C99, but maybe if your file is like short enough for it to like actually work, because C99 is a different syntax, or at least it's a different syntax style.
Why did we go in so many directions in computers?
Because people don't understand that C is the master programming language, and everybody should still be learning C, because that is what all your hardware is actually written.
Well, really, what it
C.
is we don't have any regulating body like we do. Like, you can't really set up standards if you don't have a regulating body, like to actually. Set
There
up
is a
standards.
regulating body. It's called C.
See?
It is the C programming foundation. It is the regulating body for all programming languages because everything inherently is written in C.
Really?
Yes, Lua written in C, Python written in C, Lisp written in C,
What's Rust written in?
C.
Really?
Yeah. Because Rust relies off of LLVM, which is written in C.
So you're telling me
Because-
all I need to do is learn C?
Yeah, all you need to do is just learn C, and you can program anything.
Well,
You can program websites with C.
I mean, you can. That doesn't mean you should.
You shouldn't, but you can, and that's what matters.
Oh, and thank you, Crazy Chicken. I'll check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, and I'll check that out later. Dude, I was watching a video today. It was a very good conversation. Hold on, let me load up.
You get that D out of that chat. You need to ban that guy for me, Zany. You must be glad I'm not a mod because I'd be banning that guy right now.
Why, what is that?
He's saying C is obsolete.
I think freedom of speech wins out here, brother.
Just to let you know, the stock market still runs on COBOL.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard they get paid pretty good.
Get paid than
Okay.
I ever did.
So, just in case anyone wants to see this talk that I was watching earlier, I'm just going to copy the link and put it in chat, just in case anyone wants to watch it or check it out later. But it's a talk between Jordan Peterson and Stephen Fry. It's a great talk. It's fantastic. I just now realized when I copied the link, I'm pretty sure it'll have a timestamp in it for like a quarter into it. Sorry about
There's
that.
no timestamp.
Okay, thank God. I always do that shit. I always copy it with some random fucking timestamp in it. It's the worst. But anyway, it's a great talk. It's not really pushing any agendas or anything. It's just a very, very good intellectual talk. I liked it.
This Lucaradox guy apparently learned C++ and in high school. I feel sorry for him because, when I was in high school, the only textbook that we had was this thing called the King James Bible.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was the only textbook.
I was too busy smoking weed in high school.
Wait, hold on. Your only textbook in high school was the Bible?
Yes.
Are you being serious?
I'm 100% serious.
What were you in, like a Christian labor camp or something?
Kind of, sort of. I'm glad I don't go to that school anymore. I can safely say I graduated valedictorian in my class of 1.
Oh, shit.
Where the fuck did you go to school, man? Like, did you go to school at church? Like,
yeah, it was a church.
My brother and sister went to school and a church too. I feel sorry for them. No offense.
oh my God. Well, yeah, dude. Like, do you know how warped your worldview?
School. It was a terrible school.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't care what religion you are. Like, there's a real difference between school and just reading your religious book. There's a big difference. Okay. Like, if that's all you read and you come out to the world, like, shit, bro.
Like, I'm glad that I had access to the local county library where they're forced by federal law to have more than just the Bible.
I'm happy about that, actually.
You know, reading Star Wars novels, I wasn't allowed to rent from the library, but I could go to the library for as long as I wanted.
Dude, the best shit. I grew up with kids that were not allowed to watch Harry Potter. Like, the best thing ever is I had one of my friends come over to my house. Now, this is in high school, mind you. We are freshmen in high school. He comes over to my house, and I have the TV on the background, and it's got Lord of the Rings on, and this kid that I know, he goes, can you turn that off? I'm like, sure, yeah. I turn it off, and like, he's still looking at me like puzzled, like perplexed. I'm like, what? And he's like, you're allowed to watch that? I'm like, Lord of the Rings? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, why? Yeah, why wouldn't I be allowed to? He's like, dude, it has like witchcraft and shit in it. I'm like, what? Dog, what? Like,
that's the funniest thing, is because I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter for the same reason growing up, but I was allowed to watch Lord of the Rings because my stepdad had some kind of prejudice.
I wasn't allowed on the internet because the internet was full of Satanists. I was not allowed to watch any television because the TV had nothing but Satanists on it. I could only listen to the radio on Sunday mornings when I was skipping church. And because the only radio station we could pick up was church. Let's see. I was not allowed to play with any of the kids from the town from town because they didn't go to church. Let's see.
Dude, I remember at 12 years old, no, 13 years old, making this comment to my mother. She was talking about someone else not letting their kids play a violent video game because, it would make them violent. And my comment was just this: imagine thinking that your child or another person around you, well, actually at this age, how I put it was, imagine thinking that anyone plays a violent video game where they shoot someone and then decides to pick up a gun and shoot someone in real life because it's fun. And like, everyone in the car was like, just quiet, like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, when a child can say, like, yeah, of course that doesn't make sense. Like, it's not how people work. Like,
my favorite thing is that the last time I met my crazy mom, who was the one that raised me in this gigantic Christian cult, where I pulled out references from the Bible encouraging violence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's
and then they
see.
ignore it though. They'll fucking deny it till they fucking die though, man.
Yeah, they do. And then I literally pull out the page number, cite the verse, and all
I
this
don't
other
see
stuff.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's God. God's.
Safe to say, I do not go to family reunions ever.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got a good family. We all get along. like, yeah, we might all, like, even inside of our own family, we have religious, like, people who completely believe different things. And
Hey man, the literal highlight of my childhood was the every other weekend visit where I went to my dad's. That was the best.
just pure freedom. You're like, oh,
Yeah, pure freedom. We were in the middle of a cornfield, yes, but it was freedom. I could sit there, I could listen to the radio, I could cheer on the Cincinnati Reds all I wanted. Dad was big in baseball. Actually, I am invited to family reunions. I just choose not to go to them.
Oh no! Like for me, there's plenty of family reunions that I have like that. I'm like, There's one side of my family that like I don't care if they find out and hear this. We're not big on family reunions going to, like the entire immediate family. When it's like time to go there, we're like, we have to. Like, can we avoid it?
It was the GNU cornfield that we owned, and we actually made our own corn seed.
I do have to go and
we
say
controlled
this,
the source code for our corn.
just in case any one of my family members ever hears this. I do want to go ahead and specify this one thing. If most likely, if you're wondering if you're on that side of the family, you're not. If you have to wonder, you're not. The portion of my family that would, they know. They know.
Am I a portion of that family?
Dude, are we blood relatives?
I mean, I grew up 5 miles away from Kentucky.
Fried chicken?
No, Kentucky.
I would ask you what your last name is, but I have a feeling you don't want to share that. So
It's Lee, Lee.
Lee, okay.
Yep. Everybody should just Google Josh Lee right now and click the very first link and see what happens.
Do you have a I guess for you it might be an uncle or something. Do you have an uncle? Or maybe probably.
Yes, I do have an uncle.
Okay. So if you have an uncle, is his name Bobby?
I did actually have an Uncle Bobby.
Okay. All right. So
his name was Bobby. His name was Bobby Reams. He placed second in like the National Tractor Pull League.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you the year, but he did it once.
Okay. And he lived in Kentucky too, right?
He actually lived in Ohio. He was like the most sensible member of the family.
Okay, then yeah, nope. Hey, dude, I've got a massive family. Like, like a massive. Like, this is how massive my family is. My uncle would not date anyone from Tennessee. Anyone. He only dated people outside. To be fair,
that whole area is 15,000 people with 15 different last names.
Well, here's the thing. Inside of my own family, we definitely do have distant cousins that have married. Like, we are definitely in the South. All right.
I think that's a kind of a common case for anybody with like any family roots in the South.
No. It's just a thing that happens out here. That's just,
Nazi, did you install Gentoo yet?
Huh?
Nazi in chat. He told me he was going to install Gentoo. He hasn't done it yet. I guarantee he hasn't.
Probably because he has other stuff to do,
Probably because he actually has a fucking life.
Probably, he's out there drowning in bitches, man. He's like,
I'm not
I just
gonna lie
don't
to
have
you.
time for Gen 2.
This laptop that I'm talking to you on, it is running Gen 2, and it took me about 46 or so hours to actually get set up.
Shit, dude.
45 hours?
Well, yeah, because, I had to get everything just right. Then I screw it all up, and then I had to do it again. And then I screwed it up, and then I had to do it again. And then I'm still working on optimizing things.
Good
I've
Lord.
compiled the same kernel at least 100 times now. Because it's like, do I need this option? Do I really need this option? Nah.
Yeah. You need it.
Do I really need that XOR
Why do you-
driver?
No.
Of course, we're talking
F
about Gen 2.
Society, I'm sitting here in chat. Would you ever assume I'm not going to circle back to Gen 2 at some point?
We got to.
Oh,
We have to. I'm here, after all.
That's why I like just doing, nice little gen kernel. Installing my little
Gen
merge.
kernel is just putting the band-aid on top of the pains of running Gen 2. If you're going to be
Yep.
running Gen 2, you need to live the proper Gen 2 life and compile your own kernel while compiling
Look, if
compiling
you're
Chromium.
gonna run Gen 2, you have to be a true masochist. Do it all. Do it all. Okay.
Everything. You have to do the stage 1 install.
You can't.
Why?
You
You're
can't
right.
just. You can't just wet the willy. All right.
Uh-huh.
Gotta do it all. Okay.
Gen kernel does it awesomely. They, pulls from the heart, pulls from the boot, which is so beautiful.
Nazi, that 2-core Pentium can install Gen 2. It might take a couple days, but it can do it.
It can. It might scream and beg for mercy, but it can.
Get your house on fire until you're the first one.
I run Gen 2 daily on a Raspberry Pi.
And
I'm confident that Pentium can be quicker to install Gen 2 than Raspberry Pi.
I still remember you telling me that you compiled it on a Raspberry Pi, and I'm like, Jesus.
To this day, that Pi is still compiling a kernel. Only because we decided to update it. Because, I had to patch my kernel. It was a security vulnerability.
Poor Raspberry Pi. Gen 2 is for kids. Install Xturbo.
What's that?
No.
What the heck is that, man? What the heck is that?
Xturbo is for kids. Install Linux from scratch.
Dude.
Without the
facts.
book. Without the book.
So, Xturbo.
Oh, are we going to be doing a distro review?
Yeah, what is this? What is Xturbo? What is this?
Xturbo
Look at
aims
this,
to
man.
be a stable and flexible distribution
It is for developers.
tinkerers,
These people know who they're talking to here.
and people who need their distribution to help them be productive. Xturbo actually makes it fun for developers to develop, be it on their own code or the distribution itself. A good set of
These
tools,
people know their audience.
clear,
I need...
upfront
What is this?
configuration, and excellent support for decentralized development make the system work for instead of against the developer. I like it. Okay. It's a powerful statement. Powerful statement. Here's the thing. I'm not interested.
Hold on a second here. Click on that Git link and look to see what's near the top.
What's near the top? What is that? Disgusting. Emacs. Yuck.
Exactly. These people know
Gross.
who they're talking to here. They prioritized Emacs enough that it can be in one of the most recent updates.
Yeah.
It is Emacs, Enlightenment, Games, and GNOME. It can't get any better than this.
I am running my beautiful, beautiful KD. And Tyler, guess what?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
I,
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Now, continue. Yes.
All right. So yeah, I got everything back to normal, same way on my desktop.
Hey.
Yeah, so it's all back to normal.
Let me know when you decide to use a real keyboard.
Congrats.
Apologize for going overboard. And what's it called? This keyboard is like $500 online. It's expensive.
Wait,
I've
you said
always-
Let me
that
tell you
keyboard
that
is
there's a better keyboard.
$500?
There is
Yeah.
a better keyboard than the one you're using right now.
What, the Kinesis?
No.
I think so. I think the Kinesis is the best one.
I mean, the Kinesis is a pretty cool keyboard, but I'm talking about the world's most famous, best keyboard ever.
He's about to say some dumb shit right here.
It's called the Model M, and it is still produced to this day.
The old one.
In the wonderful city of Cincinnati, Ohio. It is American. It's as American as a freaking keyboard can get. Like, literally made here in the USA, down to the core components, besides the silicon. They import that from China. But everything else, 100% made in the USA. You know how I know? Because I used to work there, and I want to go back.
Is it one of the old style keyboards, like white too?
Yeah, it's the
You
old,
can get it white
old keyboard.
or black. Black is a newer option.
Dude.
It is made. It is made using solid PBT plastic. 100%.
Cool.
They only just recently removed the steel plate from it. It is in fact a keyboard for a good Christian boy. Because it uses a catastrophic compressing spring.
Is it a keyboard for good Christian boys? Dude, this is gonna take me back to the first. Like, this is as funny to me as the first time I saw Ubuntu Christian Edition. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm telling you, man, I was almost fucking crying looking at that. Like, it's.
I'm just gonna like lay down on the floor here while I talk to you guys and I look at the computer because like I can't handle that.
Right.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay. I'm serious though. If you've never used a Model M, you can still buy them. They're like $90.
They are really good keyboards. They're
currently made by Unicomp, who literally bought all the same. Who back in the day when IBM was discontinuing the Model M, these guys loved the keyboard so much they literally bought the tools and machinery to continue making it.
Yeah, they bought the literal factory that they were producing.
They bought the literal factory, yes.
Yeah, just so that they could keep making the keyboard.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, that is freaking dedication to a single product made of plastic.
You know it has to be a damn good keyboard when people are willing to like bet a lot of fucking money.
What is the keyboards again? What is it called again?
If you search
it is the Unicomp Model M.
Yeah.
Unicomp.
Yep. All one word. Unicomp Model M. You'll find it. It's.
I mean, you can also just like Google Model M.
They don't make anything other than buckling spring keyboards, right? Like,
yeah, because they're the ones that maintain the patent for it. So why wouldn't they?
Well, I mean,
you're not using any cherry switches here.
I, as far as I knew, they hadn't started doing anything other than that. But it's been a long while since I've checked on Unicomp, and so. F Study said ban the Emacs guy.
Well, thankfully, I'm not the Emacs guy. Even though I'm the one that started the whole debate, I'm not the Emacs guy here.
I like this keyboard. I like it a lot.
You should buy it.
It is a good keyboard. The only thing that I'll say about it is
I don't know about that.
Not everybody loves it. Like,
whoa. This one's
the Model M is a horrible keyboard for anything that is not just basic typing. Because you do not want to game on a Model M. It is a terrible experience.
Well,
but if you're programming or just like typing things in general, it's an amazing keyboard.
That's not entirely true. Because like Hex DSL, like I should just say Hex. Hex uses the Unicomp Model M. Sometimes, like he also switched.
Okay,
he has the.
I'm not saying that it's impossible. It's a good keyboard, yes, but it's not better than a mechanical keyboard when it comes to like proper video gaming, because the Unicomp does not have ghosting, or well, it does have ghosting in its key switches, because believe it or not, it is actually a membrane keyboard for the circuitry. It's just that the keys are compressed with springs rather than the membrane itself.
I'm
Dark
sorry,
mode?
I totally zoned out there for a second. I have. Wait, what's a membrane key? Like
The Model M keyboard is a membrane keyboard. You know, like those cheap $5 keyboards you can buy
Wait,
from Walmart? or
really?
whatever? Yes, it is. It's just that it doesn't rely on the membrane for the bounce back on the keys. It's not even. It's technically not a mechanical switch.
Well, I know it's not. Wait, hold on.
Just watch the teardown video.
A buckling spring keyboard is it's actually a membrane keyboard. The buckling spring
Yes.
is just for the tactile feel.
Yes.
I did not know that. Oh, okay.
And because back in the day they didn't have like a membrane that was strong enough to like reliably bounce back over the consecutive use of thousands of presses. So that's why they put the spring in.
Huh.
Because, you know, like rubber back in the day used to suck that much.
Really?
And it doesn't now.
Fedora 35 with the 15.5 kernel is fast AF.
It's true.
I agree with you, man. It is really fast.
The 15.5 kernel is amazing for performance.
It's really fucking good.
The what? The 15 dot what?
15.5 kernel.
What about
Yeah,
the
because
15 dot
It's
15?
the 15.5. What? What, Scott?
What about the 5.15?
Or, yeah, 5.15, yeah.
Oh,
You're right.
Yeah. Oh. I love how you caught that. Nobody else caught it. I was like, shit.
I mean, I would love for Linux to make it to a version 15, though.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it will. It's just a matter of time.
It probably will.
Yeah, I gotta change all of these to desktop. Well, with me
close
here,
it.
it will.
Hey.
I'm just, with all of us here, it will.
What will?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's almost 4 in the morning.
It's almost 3 for me, so yeah.
It's getting late.
No tax action. You're good. It's just I didn't realize in reading it nor saying it that it was backwards. That's why I was so confused when Scott was like repeating it backwards. I'm like, it's like, what are you saying? Like,
It could be like I got it backwards at first too. I was like, shit.
hopping to anything other than Gen 3 is pointless.
I would love to, but Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Gen 3 is better, man.
But Gen 2, yeah, I mean, Gen 3 might be better, but it doesn't actually exist.
Okay, so someone has told me to look at Unix porn section for giggles. Okay, now
For what?
I'm gonna do that off screen first before we take it down to screen.
Unix porn is totally safe for the thing, because you know they don't actually allow like pornography.
Yeah, really.
Well,
That's
I mean,
not like Unix pornography.
Okay. I told you guys Emacs is the best. I don't even know what's going on here.
I'm looking for it. I'm
What
not
is this?
seeing Emacs posts here.
Like, I don't even know
Not
what's
seeing
going on
Emacs
in this
here.
image.
Okay, so let me tell you what's going on. This guy's using 4 splits. He's got a horizontal split, and then he's got two vertical splits on each side. But it looks like he is opening
How
up
you doing
an
this?
org file in the upper left. He's looking at IRC in the upper right.
Oh.
In the bottom right, he's looking at emails, and then in the bottom left, he's actually doing something. Which is opening up his Emacs init.el, which is like the boot script for Emacs. Like, so he's basically doing nothing.
Oh,
Like, wouldn't wouldn't it be the same? Like, see, here's my argument against all this stuff. Like, you have a tiling window manager, just like.
Tiling window managers are bloat when you
not,
could just use Emacs.
Yeah, sure.
Emacs is a tiling window manager.
No, that's my whole entire fucking point. Emacs is, God damn it, man. Y'all just keep proving my point. Like, Emacs is it's so much more than what it needs to. Not that it needs to. It's so much more than what most people want out of the thing is when everybody starts talking about Emacs and brings it up, it's when people start talking about text editors. And then you lead into this fucking talk about how Emacs is like every program. And it's like, no, dog, we were talking about text editor. How the fuck do we end up here? Like, I don't, like, it's weird. Like, you start talking about text editors and then all of a sudden you're talking about like all of this shit that essentially like, it's weird because like you could break down the way that you go into an Emacs talk is essentially like going from a text editor talk to like Firefox, because like the talk would go from like, so I use this text editor, and then this dude comes to me, he's like, well, look, I use Firefox, and did you know like Firefox can actually edit text files, and it's perfectly good at it, and it can do it really well, and also there's all this configuration that you can do, and then you can get all these extensions, and then you can do all this great stuff, like, and then guess what, like you can turn your entire desktop environment to just Firefox, and like that's how the conversation goes. And it's like, well, I just
believe it or not, you can actually do all that with Firefox.
That's my point.
You don't need a window manager to run Firefox.
That's my whole point. Like,
Firefox can become your window manager.
I know. That's my whole point.
That said, Firefox has to be started from your init rc, because then nothing else will load, and you don't even have a graphical mouse you can use with Firefox.
you can actually use VS Code in Firefox, Crazy Juice.
Yes, you can.
Did not know that.
Just go to GitHub, pull up like any random text file on GitHub, and just hit period, and now you're loading VS Code.
Stop taking the bait. He keeps leading back to shit Emacs. I'm fine with talking about Emacs.
To be fair, there are Vim plugins that can do stuff like Emacs. You can. There is a literal Vim Reddit plugin.
What?
There is.
Really?
And at one point, there was a development effort to incorporate email into Vim. There are Vim IRC clients.
That's so fucking stupid.
There are org mode plugins for Vim.
Yes. Okay, that was funny.
You do understand, like, the whole reason why I find that just endlessly fucking stupid is like, just imagine being that one dipshit who like really likes gedit, like you really fucking love gedit, and then you add on all of this shit to make gedit your browser and like your IRC client, like everything.
Hold on a second here, let me pull up gedit.
Like,
it's been a while since I loaded this.
Like,
let's see, gedit, I have it. I have all the default plugins enabled, including external tools, which, you know what? That's executing external commands and shell scripts. You can do that with gedit. Yes. You can do vertical splits in gedit.
I know you can do vertical splits in gedit. I know you could do that.
You can do tabs too. This might be doable.
The
only drawback is a hard GNOME dependency.
That's true.
Is there a Vim plugin for quit? I don't want to
Yes,
reboot my
there
computer.
actually is. It will rebind the Q key in normal mode to quit,
Yes.
and it will just run and kill all of them.
Thank you.
Stupid.
Try to get a new wall.
You
But-
can't run Crisis in gedit yet.
Well, see that. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Yet, like, I mean, if we could get a nice team of people willing to waste their time and life, yes, we could have it happen.
That said, gedit, I believe, is written in GTK, which is written in C, so you can probably incorporate that into gedit. That said, Nazi, I have used Genie before. I actually don't really like Genie, but I do see there's some great uses for Genie. That said, also, gedit is no longer actively being maintained. There is a new GNOME text editor called Text Editor. Like, legitimately called Text Editor. That's its actual name.
I like Kate, like Simon's saying, like, currently Kate you can run Crisis, but I really like Kate as a text editor. For some reason, I couldn't get it working with Git and on Debian 11, but for some reason on Arch, it has everything working with it, so I can work with the whole Kate text editor and do all my things: the console, the Git, push, pull, commits, all that. I can do all that stuff from Kate.
I can do all that from Emacs. I can do all that from Vim.
The whole argument I can do that.
I can do all that from my web browser.
To me, that's like stating I can breathe. Like, of course, yeah, you can do it in Emacs. Like, yeah. Because
okay,
Emacs
here's
is
a
an
real pro
ELIS
right
component.
here. Here's a real pro. Simon Ozan Ozel uses Notepad running via Wine. That is a true champion of the people.
Mhm.
A true champion. He is using his Linux distribution specifically just to boot Notepad. He's a man after my own heart.
I don't think I've
I
ever...
wish I had a chalice to race
Because
this man.
Notepad is free and open source software. Fuck you. He can do whatever he wants.
I don't think I've ever used Notepad.
Dude, Nosy, why are you bringing up my brother, dude?
Mess.
I haven't talked to Luke in years, all right?
Dude, get me a conversation with Luke Smith. Because I want to hug him. I want to buy him a beer. And I just want to spend a day just hanging out with him. And then we just talk about the beauty that is VI.
VI.
VI's
I thought
okay.
I thought I used NeoVim.
No, you don't use fucking NeoVim, you use VI.
Luke uses
Because
NeoVim.
we want bare minimum viable Vim. And that is VI, because it is just Vim
You gotta tell that to Luke.
without features.
He uses NeoVim.
Why would you use NeoVim?
That's what Luke uses. Hello.
Oh God. No, I don't actually want to talk with Luke Smith. I guess it would be cool to like have a 1 hour chat with him, but my goodness, I don't know.
Holy.
I would have like a 10-minute chat with him.
Wine installed via Snap. That's disgusting. Why?
I think it is available as a snap.
Oh, I know it is. Jeez, like things that shouldn't be snaps are available as snaps. Okay.
The Ubuntu Yaru for Mate is available as a snap. Just to let you know.
Fucking Nano's available as a snap.
Well, yeah,
Why?
because Nano is an amazing text editor.
Sure. Why isn't a fucking snap?
Why wouldn't it be a fucking snap?
You gotta make everything into a snap.
Wait, hold on. But can we be real for a second? Why do you need to sandbox Nano?
Everything. Sandbox everything.
It's not about sandboxing Nano.
Okay, then what is it about?
Sandboxing everything.
It's about Canonical wanting you to use its product that nobody else wants to use.
Precisely my fucking point.
Yeah. And
Like,
you know what?
But see, like, here's the thing. That's an excuse, not a reason.
You know what? Nano is GPL licensed, and so is Snap. So guess what I'm going to say?
What?
No.
They can do whatever the fuck they want.
No.
Because it's free and open source software.
No. Snap shit, okay? Like,
Snaps are shit.
snaps are shit. Just hard facts.
You say
This is
that.
true.
You say that. Until you realize
I
that
got
the Linux kernel can be compiled in a Snap. And it will actually run. But it can't do that with Flatpak or App Image.
So, you can make systemd into a snap.
What?
Should you?
Actually,
No.
no, you can't make systemd a Snap. Because then there's nothing to start Snapd.
That's my whole point. But you can make it. It won't function because it's not what it is, but you can make it. You can package
That
it as a
said,
snap.
That said, you could have 2 instances of systemd. One dedicated to just launching the Snap, which then launches everything else on top of the Snap for a true containerized Linux distribution. Because really, then all you need is just systemd and initd. You don't even need a kernel.
If you want a true containerized Linux system, install a VM.
Fuck no, man. That sounds too easy.
That's the problem. It's too easy. Like, why don't we take every fucking package on our system and containerize it for no fucking reason? If you need to containerize shit, install a VM. That's kind of what they're there for. You know?
You
Crazy.
got some Lay's chips right there, man. I want some Lay's chips so bad right now.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Damn you.
Mm.
Oh, shit, man.
Sysvinit cannot start systemd because sysvinit requires PID1, which systemd also has a hard dependency on. So no, you cannot start systemd via sysvinit.
What about OpenRC?
Same goes for OpenRC.
Cat and set are good text editor. No.
Technically speaking, Cat and Zed are not text editors. They are text manipulation tools. They are not proper editors.
Dude, this has been a oddly educational stream. You know?
You're welcome.
For as much as we've trolled and bullshitted around, has actually
It
been.
turns out that I actually know what I'm talking about.
Dude, when anyone around me knows what they're talking about, I'm a little scared because I don't.
Well, you know, the reason why I troll everybody is because I'm technically speaking right in what I'm saying. I'm not objectively wrong when I say that Emacs is a good text editor. It is a good text editor. It's not the best by any means, but it's good. And just like and then like people will be talking here, and then I will always jump in and I will correct them, going like, "Hey man, you got this wrong. You can't do that because it's technically speaking not possible to boot systemd with anything other than systemd because systemd requires." Doesn't even launch itself. It's called via PID1 on the kernel, which calls upon the magical might that is systemd and initd. That is the true init system behind systemd. Now, if we're talking about systemd the product, the way systemd starts is the very first thing that's systemd that. Well, actually, I should probably start from the very top of like the boot. So you press power button on the computer, the first thing that boots up is the firmware on the BIOS, which then looks for a master boot record on the system disks, which would be your which would point to your bootloader, which the very first thing that it starts is the kernel. Well, the kernel's slow and lazy because the kernel's bloated. So it requires this thing called an init system. It's by default going to call initd first because that is systemd. And systemd init will then slowly start up all the other systemd components required to actually boot your system.
Taxation. Yes, amongst all the filler, yes, you know some stuff.
That said, don't ask me to write a shell script. Everybody else has me beat on that one. I'm just really good at figuring out how stuff actually works, without figuring out how to manually make it work.
And Nosy, hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, those chips look so damn good, bro. Oh my lord.
Here you go, man. I'll give you a chip.
Speech
I'll give you a
D.
chip. There you go.
My goodness, you do realize that there actually is a systemd component called speech D.
Is that for is that like a speech, text-to-speech daemon or something?
Yeah, it is text to speech as a daemon.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think someone told me they had a brother that helped create that, and his brother was blind.
Wait, write a fish script. Why would I write a script that no one runs?
What?
Why wouldn't you run a fish script? Because fish scripting is actually pretty cool. The fact that you have a built-in math command with a built-in random command,
Isn't there only one person that does really like that text-to-speech for Linux and in the Linux kernel?
There's one active maintainer, yeah.
I think that active maintainer, I think I met his brother. His brother's blind. I think his brother was telling me that his brother, or the other guy now, the brother that works in Linux was the guy that maintained the text-to-speech software or something like that.
Well, yeah, because nobody else realizes the actual needs of somebody that's blind, because everybody else can actually see what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the inherent problem behind accessibility tools, is that they're always developed by perfectly capable people, and not the people that actually need it.
That's what's unfortunate. How do we make that better?
That said, we need more blind people in this world, because then Orca might actually be a good product.
What's Orca?
It's the text-to-speech program that is built in the GNOME.
I didn't even know that.
And it is, compared to everything else available for Linux, it's probably the best one. It's also been ported to Windows, and that's what Windows uses. Well, they were inspired by Orca because Orca came before Windows had text-to-speech.
I'm wondering what 5760 or something like that, or whatever wallpaper I should use.
You should use the Bing wallpaper of the day.
Oh, God. No. Oh, Jesus. Why not just PSP mix everything on Linux? What do you even mean by that?
You should run man PSP and man mix and figure it out. Because you should read the fucking manual if you're going to ask that kind of question.
Jesus Christ, man. Really? Coming hot and heavy with that attitude.
You're right. Because you know what? There's not enough RTFMs in this world.
So, I ran man PSP, no manual entry for PSP. So, get the fuck out of here. All right? So now, the fuck is PSP?
Probably a handheld device.
This is a weird marketing idea, but make people blind so that text to speech can be marketed.
Look at this guy trying to pull Vim back into the chat. He's rude. He must be a Vim user.
Actually, he's an Emacs user.
Oh, POSIX everything except for Plan 9, I meant. POSIX everything
Plan 9 is POSIX compliant. It's more POSIX compliant than POSIX.
Huh?
What?
It's true.
I mean, what does that even mean? What does that even mean?
Oh, here we go. This is a beautiful one. I'm really digging this one.
He's a hater of everything.
It's true.
Yeah.
I love how some people's perspective, like
There we
perspective
go.
and
We got
perception
Terminal
of
for
you is
Life
so
in the
negative.
chat now. We
Yeah.
have the guy.
The man,
who
the
loves-
myth, the legend.
He is the man, the myth, the legend. He loves my Bash RC.
How are
He
you
is
doing,
in
my good
love
sir?
with it.
Hopefully you're doing fine.
Excuse me.
And Terminal for Life, I did approve your pull request. Is merged into the main branch now.
Oh,
Just to let you know.
so snap.
Yep. He raged at me because I called a path variable wrong. I called it backwards.
Oh no, another Vim user in the room. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you know,
y'all.
he lives in a terminal, which Emacs in a terminal is a terrible experience. You should just use the GUI application. It actually is better.
Well,
like,
hold on. So
Legitimately.
here's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question. All y'all like to scream about bloat and stuff. Isn't it not bloat that you have to load up a GUI to edit text?
Well, here you can run Emacs in the terminal, and you can edit text with Emacs running in the terminal.
Can you?
Yes.
Are you? From everything that I've heard, like using Emacs in the terminal is like, it's pretty much a no-go.
It actually does work. It works beautifully, so well that Emacs is actually in the Gen 2 install media. And you can use Emacs to install Gen 2.
What?
Yeah. It's true.
This seems juicy.
What you're telling me is completely opposite from everything that I've heard.
Okay, so the flag to launch Emacs in the terminal is Emacs-NW for no window, because you're running in a terminal, and yes, it actually does work. Emacs is a full environment inside the terminal, and you can use it that way, just like you would with Vim. The only difference is that when you're not running it in the GUI client, then your Emacs cannot actually theme the terminal interface because, well, it's not intended for that use case. So you don't have a built-in theme, so you're relying on your built-in terminal theme.
Gotcha.
And then same thing with like text too. Like your org mode documents don't render properly. The web browser built into Emacs doesn't necessarily work. But the file manager and the text editor in Emacs both work perfectly fine.
Whoa. Crazy.
Yes,
Yeah,
Vim,
and some fonts
Vim
are
can also be run as a GUI. Yes.
Yeah,
TFL.
it's called
I do-
GVim.
Yeah.
And GVim is an amazing product, and more people should use it. That way it's actually a good product.
Vim. What?
Dude, see, that right there is my entire problem with everyone who uses Matrix. An element and everything. That's all their argument. Like, Matrix is awesome, so everyone should use it so it'll be awesome. Like, fuck all y'all.
I actually use Matrix too.
I like, it's not bad, but that's the whole problem with it, is no one's using it. So everyone's like, it's amazing, come use it, and that'll make it amazing. Because you get there and it's like, oh yeah, this isn't bad, but then you're like, well, no one fucking uses it. Oh God.
Actually, to be honest with you, I've never used it. There's this little IRC thing in the KDE I could start using, but I don't know.
Well, you know, there's this
Thank you, TFL.
wonderful KDE application. It's called NeoChat. It's native to KDE. It's actually funded by the KDE Foundation. So therefore, it is a KDE application because, you know, it pulls in like all the dependencies and stuff like that. But
Really?
it is a Matrix client, and you can bridge Matrix to IRC.
Nice. And then can I read it through that like native system tray application for messaging?
Yeah.
Cool.
100% native.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Okay.
mean TFL.
And
I'll
if
stick
you
with
want to-
regular Vim too.
And if you want the GTK equivalent, it's called Fractal.
Oh, that sounds a little weird.
I'm a simple man. I'll use Nano. Gross.
I'm a simple man. I just load Matrix from my web browser.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Matrix is good. However, it's not Discord. Like, that's legitimately the problem. I don't know how to explain
that
it
is
to
a problem.
people. Like, I have
That is
people.
exactly the problem. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like people actually use Discord.
Yeah, like the thing is like there are people that I want to talk to that I won't talk to if I'm only using Matrix. Like they will not switch over. And I understand the mindset of like, well, you know, well, it's still good. You should use it, but like there's no why do I need to install Matrix to talk to I'm going to end up not using it. Like that's just what's going to happen. Like I don't know. Like it's just we essentially until Matrix or Element somehow figures out how to become marketable, where people will just use it. I won't like. I can't use it. It's just.
Well, the wonderful thing about Matrix is that with Matrix, you can use Matrix to talk in Discord. You can't get the voice chat working, but like the text chat, it can do that all day.
What?
Yeah, you can incorporate literal Discord servers into the Matrix's Element client. I don't know about the other clients, but I know you can do it with Element.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then and then you can use it to bridge into IRC, Mumble chats, and then all kinds of other things. And the native audio and video chat client for Matrix is just Jitsi Meet.
Jitsi meat?
Yeah, it's Jitsi Meet.
What the heck is that, man? Jitsi meat? Fractal butthole? Jitsi meat?
It's a wrong mindset. You should ditch the people, not the software. Oh, okay, buddy. No, I'm sorry. My best friend, like, just because he's not gonna install an application, like, doesn't mean I'm gonna ditch him. No, I'll just keep using this. Like, look, Discord, like, let's be honest. I use Discord, and I'll be real. Discord fucking sucks.
I can agree with you. Discord is honestly a terrible product, but like people use it, so it's just like I use
it. Exactly. That's the it's a shitty fucking product, but everyone uses it, so I use it. Like that's
that said, compared to all the other options that people used to use, Discord actually is probably pretty good.
Here's kind of my example of how pervasive Discord is. We all know exactly how vocal and how hardcore DT and Derek is about proprietary software. I've talked to him on Discord.
Yep, same here.
To be honest
That's
with
my
you,
point.
I was talking with DT last weekend after his patron chat in my own Discord server.
That's my point. That's how pervasive it is. Everyone uses it.
I like it. It works better on my phone.
That said, I honestly do think that Discord is actually a better experience on Linux than it is Windows.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. That said, the only difference is that sometimes Discord crashes on Linux where it doesn't crash on Windows. But
Now,
for the most part, like, it largely just works better in my experience.
Yeah. Discord does have some very cool Windows-only features. That being said, they're not what are going to make or break it. Like, like in the Windows version of Discord, like you can do just inside of that with nothing else. You can change a background and have like AI, like change like either like blur your background like you have like a DSLR camera, or do like different cityscapes, or you can put like wallpapers and shit behind you. That's cool and all, but like there's nothing on the Windows version that's gonna make or break it. It's at like oddly enough, like I won't say performance wise, but like issues and crashing or random interruptions in Discord are much less frequent on Linux. Don't know why. But.
Well, that and like the majority of Discord's issues are not even technically Discord's fault. It's mostly just Pulse Audio.
No.
Which is why you should dump Pulse Audio and just switch to Pipewire already.
We gotta all work together.
Yep.
TFL said Discord makes me rage. It makes all of us rage. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, here's the thing, like, none of us are saying, like, nobody is ever saying that Discord is just, it's better. Like, the amount of times that, not ever, at least me and Scott have been in calls multiple times and been openly swearing about how terrible Discord is, and like how crap, like there have definitely been times when we're like, fuck, like just Discord does shit all the time. But
computers need to de-stress people instead of, you know.
Well, really, in all honesty, you can get stressed doing anything. I mean, if you think about it, like, yeah, no good.
We could probably trigger like somebody's PTSD just reinstalling Windows.
Yeah, like I mean, there's definitely going to be someone out there who like installing like Vista is a traumatic experience, or for that matter, just about.
But it's that's so cool.
Discord is a pro at bitch shitting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. By the way, TFL, thank you for moderating and showing chats for me. I actually went to go do that once, and it said a moderator had already done this. I'm like, oh shit, I never get that message before. Discord is really terrible. I don't use it anymore. I wish I could do that, but like, I can't. Like, I just can't.
I mean, okay, Terminal, I'm not going to argue that Pulse Audio is absolute garbage. There are just some things that it doesn't do very well. And Pipewire solves those things that it doesn't do very well.
Well, the thing about Pulse Audio is it's not shit, because when it works goddamn beautifully, man.
Yep.
But the problem is when it doesn't work.
Wait, are you using your Fedora setup?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, it sounds like it anyways too.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's pulling up Discord in the middle of his stream, and it looks like that Discord is using a GTK theme, or at least it's got a GTK title bar on it. So I would assume, and I've also seen like OBS show up a couple times in like his next to the activities button from his GNOME desktop. So I would assume that he is running and Discord on a Fedora installation, talking to us. Which, by the way, he's not using Pulse Audio. He's using Pipewire.
Yes, I am. It's actually working surprisingly well.
This is the best audio, and you're using your headphones. You're not using the Blue Yeti like earlier, right?
Oh no, I am using the Blue Yeti with the headphones plugged into the Blue Yeti.
Oh, it's dope. It still sounds so good.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, and by the way, that's another thing for everyone watching the stream. Like, me and Scott could instantly tell. Like, I recorded myself and listened back to it. Scott was the one who first noticed it and told me about it. But the mic quality was an instant improvement from coming over from Windows. Windows, everything worked, but I don't know what Windows did to my microphone, but I can't describe it, but it's like, it essentially took the soul out of my voice. Like my voice was there, I could hear myself, but like it was hollow. Like it's so hard to describe. But yeah, like it's audio is much improved.
Terminal, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to use Fedora and it be bug free, use Fedora 34 right now. Not 35, 34.
I'm using 35. It's rock solid. Like, dude, like, I'm not gonna lie. I've tried every fucking distro out there on this machine. I've even tried Gentoo on this machine, which we all know didn't go well. But I've tried every Linux distro on this machine, played around with kernel parameters for my GPU, everything. There is always an issue, whether it be with the internal sound device, playing weird with when I have my blue.
Here's the thing. 35 is a great release, and I actually like 35 myself. But if you're looking for like an up-to-date system right now, like maybe not like absolute bleeding edge, but like close enough to like be in that space, I would honestly say right now, just use 34. Because 34 at this point, it's been through all the stability testing. Probably like 99% of the bugs that are actually affect your user experience, because they're bugs, have probably been fixed. So right now, I would argue that Fedora 34 is more stable than the latest Ubuntu release.
What?
I would make that argument.
Bold statement there.
Yeah, that is a bold statement.
I don't know. I honestly, I can't argue that statement at all. I literally can't respond to it. I can respond to this. Lewis said, Tyler, is the laptop with this Gentoo, or good Lord, my contacts are fucking, actually really what it is like 3:30 in the morning, so it's hard to read my screen. This is the laptop with the Gentoo problems. Yes.
What laptop is this? I'm kind of curious.
It is a Dell G5 SE 5505.
It's a Dell, that's why.
Yes. Well, really, it's not the fact that it's a Dell is not the problem. What it is a very weird all AMD configuration. For one, it's an all AMD laptop, which that wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for the fact that it has an AMD APU in it and then a dedicated AMD card. And so it has to do switching from...
That is a bit weird.
Exactly. And GPU switching on laptops is always Intel and NVIDIA. Always. And so it's a very new thing that it's an AMD APU combined with a dedicated AMD card, and it has to do the switching.
Is this like a modern laptop?
Yeah, it's pretty new. It's a 4700H CPU with a 5600 RX 5600M.
Because like I wasn't even aware that AMD made dedicated GPUs for laptops.
Yep. It's
awesome.
It's pretty fucking new. It's a really good laptop, really good. But I am telling you, man, Arch, like Arch has a specific dedicated page in their wiki for my laptop. If you search Dell G5 SE 5505 Arch, you'll get an Arch wiki page. And there's like a kernel, a kernel parameter that you have to set, like using grub at like to fix crashing and stuff. Even with that flag set, I would still get random crashing, or when I was trying to use the discrete card, it wouldn't actually switch over and use the discrete card when it was being told to, or it would still crash. Dude, I have experienced issues with this laptop on every fucking distro I've tried. And then on Windows, I still have issues. Like on Windows, it wasn't that I necessarily had issues. Shit worked, but it didn't. Like OBS caused really fucking terrible issues on Windows. My microphone, like it just like Windows like removed my soul from like my audio, which was awesome. like, I don't know, this laptop has been an absolute nightmare. I'm just fucking happy that I've gotten to a place where, or a distro that like it actually recognizes shit. It switches between them. I've tested recording games on here. It's fine. We still haven't live streamed a game, but we'll do that eventually. I'm sure it'll be fucking fine. Because literally I've experienced not even like everything on Windows that was a problem is fixed here on Fedora. So I have a feeling Fedora with their Red Hat, money, they've done some good stuff.
I mean, that's really the big thing that Fedora really pushes. It's not necessarily like pushing like the latest and greatest of like Linux distribution features. It's actually like that hardware support that Fedora is actually more famous for.
Yep. And that's what I'm really starting to appreciate. Like,
because you hate on Fedora all you want, but Fedora Beefy Miracle did actually, and Beefy Miracle did actually enable and run telemetry for a while. And that telemetry was really just reporting back hardware data. And that's the reason why your fucking Wi-Fi card works on your Linux distribution. That's why. Because Fedora did that. They don't do that anymore, but they used to.
Glowstick, so did Matt's words hurt you so much you've raged quit Windows?
Just
No. No.
Was that in a podcast? Because I'll be honest, I haven't watched the latest podcast yet.
Oh, you're good. You actually, like, I got to be honest. Our last podcast is probably one of the best podcasts that we've done. We went for an hour and a half, and I honestly thought that we might go for a full 2 hours. Like,
I'm waiting for the day where I get the guest invitation.
To be honest,
I'm waiting for it.
I have no control, and I'm not going to tell Matt to start inviting people.
Matt has already considered it once.
Now, I will say one thing. Do you have your own YouTube channel or anything?
Yes, I do.
Okay. For one, I need to go check that out and fix the fact that I've never seen it. And two, I'm also starting a podcast where I'm trying to get creators together and just very casual, sit back, talk about Linux, bullshit around, have a good time. I'm gonna try and do it next Saturday as the first episode. We were supposed to do it this past Wednesday, but people had to cancel, and also I need to find a better way of organizing it and getting everyone together. So I think what I'm going to do is just create like a private kind of Discord server and get everyone in there. But it's a casual thing that you don't have to be there for every week.
Sure, man. And I promise not to troll the entire time. I will actually try to be serious.
Well,
unless you're begging to be trolled.
Well, it's a casual conversation, so the whole point is for us to just relax and have fun. So if trolling is fun, then let's have fun.
It would have to be like earlier on Saturdays because I play D&D.
Well, the funny part is actually so the recording dates that I've got planned is we'll do it so it'll alternate every week, because the whole idea is to try to have different people for each episode, because people's schedules change.
That's gonna be like next to impossible, man. It might be successful like a short while.
The thing is
we'll just keep getting the same people on every single week.
The whole idea is to like what I meant by that is a separate group of people each week, because each week it alternates between one week we record on and we'll record it live, but it'll be on Wednesdays, 1 week at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then the next week on Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then we'll alternate back and forth. That way it's a completely different set of people each day. Because some people might not be able to make it 1 week, and some people will only be able to make it on Saturdays, and some people will only be able to make it on Wednesdays. Like it'll be a completely different crowd of people. I tried to schedule at a time at my time that's pretty much daytime for everyone. So 11 a.m. Central Standard Time sounded like a good time.
Ooh, crazy here with it. Waiting for you to hop to OpenSUSE.
I've tried OpenSUSE on this machine. It's dog shit.
Damn.
Use it on the other machine.
Well, on my hallway matebook, which is it's a Ryzen 2500 with a touchscreen, just about every Linux distro that I've put on it works not just swimmingly, beautifully. Like,
Well, I'm talking about like the desktop machine. Don't you have one of those?
yes, but it's
original-
actually taken apart right now, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how and what way I'm going to send it over to Scott, because our boy Scott over here could use a PC upgrade.
I'm gonna be popping out those videos.
Of course, Glowsack's coming in here with Temple OS. All right, we have to take a short break to tell you about God's OS, Temple OS.
Yes.
Look, if you haven't, worshipped to your heavenly Father above, you need to go to your local temple. You can browse the web and download it and install your temple. Sadly, it's probably not going to boot on your computer, but luckily we have VMs.
Well, the wonderful thing about Temple OS is that if you buy the correct hardware for it, an x86 Commodore 64, you can boot up Temple OS. And you know what? My local church happens to have an x86 Commodore 64, so guess what operating system I installed on it?
Oh my God, you're shitting. You have Temple OS installed in a church.
It is running natively.
No. You have no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. You're telling me there is a church in existence that is running Temple OS. Fuck yes.
It is not a daily used system, but there is a Temple OS system
I'm telling you,
in
man,
a church.
I'm telling you, man, you could not convert me faster to a religion if you told me, like, if you told me your priest was coding in Holy See in the back after his sermons, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to this church. This is kind of fucking sick.
He's not, but I wish he was.
I'll play the music in the background while they are like about to start church.
Well, dude, like the organ runs Temple OS, like.
Yeah.
every document. Oh my God, dude! Every program is custom made in Holy See.
Should I get the KDE software development kit?
Why do you need the KDE software development?
I mean,
kit?
are you going to start developing for KDE, or do you want to?
I'm not going to discourage you,
probably,
but I honestly just want to know why.
Yeah, like I mean, if you want to start, developing for KDE, yes, but I mean, if you probably don't. Well, I mean, not if you probably don't. If you're not really interested, or you're not interested yet, probably not. I don't know. How big is it though?
Yeah, I want to start developing for KDE.
Well, in that case, then all you need is just a Git client and something to modify code in, or you could be a KDE advocate. Realistically, there is no such thing as like a full-time KDE developer. So
Really?
just write code and make pull requests. There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Wait, TFL said not Ubuntu CE. Okay, look.
Okay, Ubuntu CE is great, but it does not work on an x86 Commodore 64.
And here's also the thing, like, we all know God recommends Holy See. Like, so
Holy See.
Terry Davis told you, and you know.
Yep.
Did you have to pull up the Wikipedia page to get that name?
No. I know Terry
Okay.
Davis's name.
Just wanted to check.
No.
Just wanted to check.
So I install Emacs?
Yes.
No.
Should you learn Emacs? That is entirely up to you. But should you install
actually,
it? Just say you have Emacs installed?
I
Yes.
won't be a dick. How about this? Okay. What do you want?
What I really want?
No. What do you like? You said, should I install Emacs? What do you want?
Just to learn as much as possible and shove it into my brain.
Okay, well, if you want something to learn and tinker with, then yeah, install Emacs.
Yeah.
And I'll see you in a few days. What church is running Commodore? There's well, I mean, there's a church
Okay,
that I went
I'm
to
not
where
saying that the church is actively using the Commodore 64 every day. I'm just saying that it exists, and I did install Temple OS on it because, like, the operating system that was for it broke, and I can't find a download link for it.
but I will say
So it runs Temple OS because Temple OS actually works wonderfully on a Commodore 64.
I mean, I have a church that I don't go to, but like we've like been to, like going with family friends, and they have a like OG Atari, like not like put up like where kids play it, but like it works and you can play with it. It's just they don't
Yeah.
keep it out so that the kids don't destroy it.
What?
Well, to be
They always
fair,
do that.
See attacks
to
action.
be fair,
And then there's the parents that destroyed the shit when I was younger. Come on, we all got it.
the people at my church understand what Temple OS is, and they understand who Terry Davis is, and they actually have a they actually donate to like this fund for people that suffer from schizophrenia, just like Terry Davis did.
That's awesome.
And the donation box literally sits in front of this Commodore 64 that has a screen attached to it that just has the Temple OS splash screen.
that's kind of
Yeah.
incredible.
Makes me feel happy.
Yeah,
That's really it.
awesome.
And then, like, for the people that understand what's there are actually like written little pamphlets that are just like little stacks printed out on standard A4 paper, because who uses U.S. letter sizes in America? The savages. But it sits there, and it's got like the entire story of like what Terry Davis went through in Tempo OS. How often like does that money actually go to this charity? I have no idea, because I'm not that embedded into the church. But I was encouraged to set up Temple OS after I explained what it was, when I realized that the church had a Commodore 64. So they went and did it, and I'm the one that enabled them to do this.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
So can Temple OS only be installed on a Commodore 64?
Natively, yes, because it was written specifically for the x86 architecture that a Commodore 64 has. But it is theoretically possible to still run it on another system. The problem is that Temple OS is written for 16-bit.
Mm-hmm. And also, as far as I know, it doesn't it have the ability to detect extra cores, but it can't use them.
So it's not that it can detect other cores. It knows that's there, but it doesn't know how to use them because, single CPU systems were the only option back then.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted a second CPU in the same machine, you were setting up a server, which servers were Axis Satan. So that's why Terry Davis didn't write Temple OS as a server OS.
Wait, what did you say?
You heard what I said.
No, repeat it again.
Servers or what?
Servers are ran by Satanists.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's Terry Davis logic.
Yeah.
Don't question it. The man fucking wrote Temple OS.
That's why I had no networking in it either.
Yeah. Like dude, Temple OS is a ring zero system. Like everything you do there is administrator, root, whatever you want to call it. Like everything.
There is no such thing as a user account in Temple OS, because why would you need to create an account? You are just using God's gift of an operating system.
You're there to worship.
So you are root.
Yeah.
That said,
KRDC.
good luck finding documentation on how to be a power user for Temple OS. There is plenty of basic usage guides, but there is no documentation for the language that is Holy C. the only thing you can do is study the source code that has been decompiled, so we're not even 100% certain that it's the actual source code, and compare it to traditional C
Actually, hold
using
on.
the C89 syntax.
Everyone in chat and this call, just give an eye if you have actually listened to Terry Davis talks, like live streams. Like,
Yeah, I've actually
I
spent like a
eye.
yeah.
Like everybody give me a fat eye, like eye in chat if you have. There you go. All right, we got an eye. All right. So we got people who have actually listened to Terry Davis. Like, they know. TFL just coming in. Never heard of him. Never once heard of him. Don't know who the fuck this guy is.
yeah.
I would recommend you check him out. Very, very interesting guy. Very interesting story. I don't even listen to you, so I mean, good point. Good point.
It's honestly like a kind of sad story at the same time.
It's a sad story.
It is a sad story.
Mm-hmm. Nice one. Nice one.
TFL, we're Americans, not the filthy English. We won that war.
We won that war. Dude, I'll tell you, you are a fucking master troll, man.
You're welcome.
Temple OS documentation for Holy C functions are actually amazing.
Crazy chicken. That's because you've actually done this thing called reading the Bible.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Like when you treat documentation like it's a religious text, kind of.
Terminal for Life. We have used our rights by nature and distance to fork your language and create our own. We did this before it was even our GNU given right.
GNU given right. GNU. All right. So what can I do with this? Can I? This is horrible.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, the guy who's streaming doing Holy C AOC. What do you mean by AOC?
Advent of code.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Interesting.
When I click,
I mean, you should. I mean, I have to be honest, man. Like, especially inside of the U.S., the way in which our mental health system is set up, like, is very lacking.
It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's as somebody who's like lost people to the system, like, yeah, it's really fucking bad. It's really bad. I
installed something, and now I cannot uninstall it.
Okay, so here's the thing. As someone who's not really familiar with the advent of code, is this is just it's a coding event, right? Like where just everyone gets together and codes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. Healthcare is corrupt. Well, yeah.
When you have this thing called for and profit in the same sentence as healthcare, it is in fact corrupt.
Yeah. Like when you allow a system in which people can profit off of curing you, you also create a market for making you sick, so that they can cure you. And it's kind of been proven that that's the way that it works.
Yeah. Terminal for Life, are you going to use like relevant programming languages for your Advent of Code Day 2? Or are you just going to stick to Bash and Perl?
I knew Perl was going to go on there. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I can't see.
Yes, Holy C is in fact a real language, and you can compile it, and you can even contribute it to the Linux kernel. However, Linus Torvalds will not approve it. Greg KH, however, he might. He's a man after my own heart. He's considered it before.
Wait,
What does Linus Torvalds use as his desktop environment? Does he use a window manager? Does he use XFCE? What does he use?
That's a good question. What does
Linus Torvalds uses bone stock Fedora, so he uses the GNOME.
Really? He used bone stock Fedora?
Yeah, he uses Fedora.
Did not know that.
And he uses bone stock GNOME. Because you know what?
I mean, that's
It
what
works
I'm
for
using. That's what I'm using, and it's working pretty fine.
And it's not a bad experience at all.
No.
And when you're a guy, honestly, like most professional programmers I ever met,
But it's dependent on System D.
Linus Torvalds doesn't care.
I care.
Cody.
He is beyond System D.
My mom works in healthcare, like she works in medical billing, and her IT like department manager like literally lives directly across the street. He purposely avoids our house because of my mom's ability to fuck with his job.
You're cutting out. Damn it.
My mom legitimately had like she had a day where he didn't respond to her for a couple hours, and because he was busy with other stuff, and she was having a monitor not work, and like me and him still talk about this to this day, because I walked in on her trying to rip out a DisplayPort cord from her monitor, and you know how DisplayPort cords kind of have like a clip that you have to pull. She was trying to like heave ho, like I mean like literally put her full weight and move the cord and like bend it like this and get it out.
Oh, no.
And this is on a, like her company bought like some really nice monitors, and these are some like super expensive monitors. I like got her to fucking stop, showed her that there's a clip that she just pull, and like me and him still talk about this today, because I was like, dude, if I hadn't have come in there when I did, like she would have kept doing it. She would have destroyed that monitor system. Like that outport like plug there would have never worked again. Like she was trying to put her full body weight on it and like bend it the other way. Like
mom, just press the clip.
Like, please,
that's
Jesus.
Not all display ports actually have that clip.
I know, and like,
know that.
And that's the thing. Like, I told her that, and then we have another monitor and other display port cords, and another one it doesn't have the clip. And dude, she got so pissed off at me the first time she disconnected it. She's like, I spent so much time trying to figure out why that I couldn't feel a clip. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Terminal for Life, I need to apologize, but I have not watched your latest videos, but I can see that you've recently posted a video called Imagine Using Linux Without the Terminal. I can safely say I've done that before, and it's honestly not that bad.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, the first distro I managed to do that with was actually Solus. Yep.
Well, I'm running, you know what's weird with my computer? I'm running a 710 NVIDIA and a 510 on my 510 mobile on my laptop. For some reason, I have to install a base system first, and then install the support for the driver, then install Xorg, then install the desktop environment, and then I'll be fine. Otherwise, I'm really having a lot of trouble just getting a install from just booting to a USB and trying to install.
Well, that's because your use case is completely not supported by anybody.
Oh my God. I had a user rip out a Thunderbolt 3 port on a Dell Windows 2-in-1 laptop. Oh my. Oof. Big oof.
It's not a laptop, that's a tablet.
You know,
Just
I was thinking, what if I get
what
the
I
big,
said,
like,
a Dell Windows 2-in-1 tablet.
How
Did,
is
wait,
the
did
iPad?
I say laptop?
How is the iPad? The iPad is a piece of hardware. It's beautiful. The software on it, not so much. The company behind it, even worse.
The company behind it, worse. The software on it is pretty damn good. Like,
so
pretty fucking good.
What
like,
if someone would get the nice big iPad and get the Magic Keyboard? Would they have an enjoyable experience by using that thing? Or, like, nah.
Well,
I would
yeah.
actually say it depends entirely on the use case, but
Well, I mean, like,
I could say yeah.
yeah, like, yes, you'll have a good time. Now, if you buy an iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard and you're looking to develop Linux applications or make a like game and a game engine, like, yeah, it's going to be fucking terrible. But no, I mean, if you just want something to like draw on or write stuff and browse the internet and chat with people in Discord and shit like that, yeah, iPads are fucking awesome.
Yeah, way better than any of the Android options.
Way
Android
better.
tablets honestly suck.
Dude, as someone who's had a very expensive Android tablet and the iPad Pro, like 11 inch, I'd go the iPad Pro route every day.
Really?
Yeah.
That said, Jingpad.
What is Jingpad?
It's a Linux tablet.
Shit, I did say
It's
laptop.
actually pretty darn compelling.
TFL, actually, to address your point, 2 stone for stream, or excuse me, your hashtag. Actually, so I've been having some very bad tooth pain, and I took a hydrocodone, and now it's a 3 years expired hydrocodone, and it was for my sister, and so it's a lower dose, so it's not strong at all, but for the first time today, I've been able to not have my like tooth pain be terrible. Like my tooth pain last night was so bad that.
So you are
How is
both
that
2
3 years
stoned
old?
and too tired to stream.
Oh no, it's weird. Like
Okay,
I
buddy,
thought I would
it
be
is
super
so
sleepy.
late in the night that Brody Robertson is streaming right now.
And he's in Australia.
Exactly. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, man. Like I'm not tired. I figured I would be tired, but nope, not tired at all. I just like I can tell my gums and teeth should be hurting, but they're not. So I have wisdom teeth and they're coming in, and it's been a while since
Ooh.
they've hurt, but
Worst, man.
yeah. So yeah, been in pretty bad pain. Actually, it was so bad last night that I drugged myself pretty heavily with Benadryl, slept through all my alarms, and showed up to work 2.5 hours late today. And just in case you
That's
want to
fine.
know,
Nobody buys anything from Subway anyway.
huh?
That's fine. Nobody buys anything from Subway anyway.
Well,
Yeah, bro. Subway
actually,
chicken is
we've
cool.
been
50% of the chicken isn't real.
dude, we've been so busy lately that this is how busy we were. We were so busy. I showed up 2.5 hours too late, and my manager wasn't even pissed, wasn't even upset, wasn't even mildly upset, was actually very happy to see me come through the doors because it was that
Thank
busy.
goodness Zany walked in.
Dude, if my managers or anyone there starts calling me Zany, I'm like, I'm out. Come on, y'all. Also, the first time my manager was like, yeah, so I watched your video and I actually disagree. Like the first time that happened, I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, you actually had a manager that discovered your channel?
My manager knows about it, but as far as I know, she's never actually watched it. I highly doubt she does.
Maybe that's a good thing.
I think it is. I mean, especially when I'm streaming at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm supposed to be at work at 9. Yeah.
Go to bed. get a little bit of sleep, you know. I want like a sub that's actually made right for once.
Oh, dude, I'll make a sub right.
Dude,
All
I
right,
couldn't believe
all right.
that 50% of the chicken wasn't real in the freaking Subway chickens, man. And they just char them to make them look like they fake char them.
So Subway doesn't actually control its own food.
Yeah, like we
Wow.
actually we don't control like anything about our food. Like we actually order it from third party like wholesale distributors. Like nothing about the meat or veggies or anything at Subway is special or done like pretty much everything that you get at Subway you can find at Quiznos, at fucking tons of other places.
I saw a CNBC marketplace study on.
Well, CNBC doesn't even know what they're talking about half the damn time.
That's kind of true, yeah.
I find it funny to watch half my time watching it.
See you, Die German Pin guy. Have a good one.
See ya. I like watching it though for the scams. Sometimes it's a little like, it's a little silly, but
What about
I
that
still like
tuna
watching
that
it.
doesn't have tuna DNA? So here's the thing.
Dolphin DNA.
Here's the thing. When you go out and get tuna, just understand that a lot of tuna is not actually tuna. A lot of what is sold to you as tuna, it's like, I can't remember what it is, but it's another species that is very similar to tuna. Like, very similar. But it's not actually tuna.
There's a large tuna?
Because
Can confirm.
I can't remember the reasons why.
It's
but
North American cod.
yeah, actually, yes. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't know how I know that, but yes.
Doesn't
Yes,
TFL
that's
like
right.
cod? TFL, I think, likes cod.
Well, yeah, because he's English. Of course he'd love cod. He's got to get that fish and chips. England
get some
almost
fish and
went to
chips,
war
too.
with Iceland for the sake of fish and chips.
Really?
Yes.
Tyler's manager. I'm watching Tyler.
Dude, I gotta start eating more fish, man. Fish and chips. That sounds
Well,
pretty good right now.
Well, if you're actually Vicky, hi Vicky. What the fuck are you doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
What the fuck are you doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Good fucking point.
Making content.
True that.
I think I'm making more content than he is. It's his fucking channel.
True.
I think the Temple OS. I can't believe I'm still swung on that, man. I don't even. Can you run that in a VM?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Are you going to install Temple OS and see the operating system that is a gift from God?
I'm tempted. Very tempted.
Do it.
It is really
Don't ask
cool.
me
Like,
how it
like
works,
once you
'cause I
start
don't
getting
even know.
into it, it is really cool. Like the fact that you're using an operating system made by one guy with a programming language also made by him, and the fact that you can like go in there and play. Like, he has a 3D like flight simulator game where you're like a hawk and you're like picking up fish out of the sea, and it's like it doesn't look amazing, but the fact that he's rendering 3D graphics at all using
By himself.
a language he made, it's all fucking insane.
And it's a built-in tiling window manager.
And the fact that he like this is all a product that was made over a decline through schizophrenia. Like it's kind of it's insane the amount that he was able to do while also struggling with very serious problems. Like, yes, like it all around Temple OS is one of the most interesting like software stories. Try Shrine OS as well. I feel like I've heard of that. I feel like that's Temple OS,
Yeah,
but like
I feel like I've
updated
heard
for
of it.
modern hardware. I think it adds like a whole bunch of
A
like
Temple OS for heretics. That's how it describes itself.
Well, isn't it? Wait, so Shine OS is the one that it actually like it actually adds like networking support, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has networking support, software discovery.
Yep.
It's easy to use.
It
has a built-in file manager.
It's
shell,
everything that
package
Terry
downloader,
Davis fucking hated.
and it ships with wget.
Is it 16-bit?
Does not say.
I think it's just crazy that people actually make these operating systems. Like they make a version of Temple OS with it. Like just it's very
It is
interesting.
written in 91.2% Holy C.
Holy see.
That's I don't feel like Terry Davis would be okay with that. It's a little low on percentage there.
It needs to be 100%.
To be fair, Holy C has a hard C dependency. So there's
Well,
going to be some
yes.
C code involved. 0.6% hack is also used here. And 0.2% Python, because we have to have Python.
0.2% Python. Jesus Christ.
I'm just giving you a
What?
language stat breakdown that is given to us by GitHub.
Oh,
I am curious though on how on how we browse the internet on TrineOS. So we're going to like download this thing. Let's see. We're right down there. Right here.
anyone use Morph OS? I don't even know what this is. Hold on, we need to check this out. Morph OS.
You should install Venom Linux.
Venom Linux. The
Yep.
fuck is that?
It's always morphing.
You would love Venom Linux.
Okay, Morph OS is a lightweight, high efficient, and flexible media-centric operating system. Please.
If you're new, please visit this page.
Okay. Experience the natural beauty of resource efficiency.
It uses 3D hardware acceleration.
Holy shit.
Right?
Crazy. Yeah, no, I never heard of this.
64-bit arithmetic to handle big storage devices, a virtual file system,
Word.
and a bookmark system with advanced file types.
Hardware.
Good.
Dude, my G, you know it's a fucking real good operating system when you can actually list the amount of computers that it'll work on.
Better what?
This page actually lists the amount of computers in existence that this OS will work on.
Oh, wow.
Fucking sick.
Where do you find this at? I'm looking for it.
Hardware compatibility, dog. You just go to the hardware.
Oh my
compatibility.
goodness. Look at all the Apple computers.
Yup.
What?
Let's see. I see Apple Emac, Apple iBook G4,
Dude, it
Mac
supports
Mini
a
G4,
shitload of printers.
PowerBook G4, Power Mac Cube, Pure Mac G4, 4, Power Mac G5, 5. That's all the Apple products. Amiga 1 500, Amiga 1 X5000, Genasi Effica Open Client, Genasi Open Desktop Workstation. I've never heard of either of those. Then it gives you like motherboards, graphics cards. It packages drivers for
that looks pretty cool.
GPUs.
Instantly not interested. I checked out Venom Linux, and in 28 seconds I figured out that I'm not interested. Like, it took literally no time for me to figure out I'm not interested in this project. Like, that is incredible.
Yep.
Wow. Just wow. Like,
Hey, it installs faster than Gen 2.
What?
I believe you. I really do.
Because you just install all the binaries and then you just compile everything from there.
What's this? It's called Linux.
Venom Linux. Carbon OS, another immutable distro. Silverblue is already the future. We already got Tyler on Fedora. His next step is Silverblue. And then he can just do nothing but talk about how Silverblue is the future.
Okay, hold on. So what the fuck is Silverblue? Keep.
What's the difference between Silverblue and NixOS?
Silverblue is the future. That's the difference.
Okay, Team Silverblue. Okay, what the fuck is Silverblue?
Okay, Fedora Silverblue is basically just like Fedora Linux, where everything outside of the home directory is
Immutable.
marked as read-only, therefore immutable. And then whenever you you have to update it, it updates via full system snapshots. So what you're updating is not necessarily like to the latest version of a package. You're directly updating to the latest version of the operating system, as defined by a specific variable file created by OS tree.
Okay, you're gonna have to repeat most of that because I have a basic question. I'm not scared to admit that I'm stupid ever and ignorant. Immutable file system. What does that mean?
It means that you can't fuck up your file system.
Okay,
It
so
literally will not
you
allow
essentially
No
only have
right-
read
no
access.
right to it.
You only
Mhm.
have read-only access to everything outside of home,
Okay.
because home is where the heart is.
And you don't want anyone else.
How
being
does
able to
that
hack you
not
and touch
cause
root.
problems?
How would it cause problems?
Well, what if I need to write to my Etsy directory?
You can't.
But how does that not create problems?
Okay, so if you need to do anything in your Etsy program, they ship this program called Toolbox, which is basically just like a container that you can access and make changes to. But the host system itself, you cannot mess with anything outside of home. Like, you literally can't. And all the software packages that you install, it is preferred that you use Flatpaks. That said, if you do need to like make package changes, and they're not available as Flatpaks, you can create a new operating system image via the OS tree command and enable RPMs, but you cannot modify any configuration files in Etsy.
Or in anywhere else other than the home directory in that fact.
Yep. His mind is blown. He's speechless.
No, I'm just trying to figure out like more about Fedora Silverblue.
Okay.
Right.
You're going to learn it quickest by actually installing it.
Well, I
Because
mean,
unless
I'm
you're a
gonna
developer,
assume that it's just Fedora. Just
in essence, it is just Fedora.
okay.
Like,
So
if you're
Silverblue
basically-
is a variant of Fedora workstation. It looks and feels and behaves like a regular desktop operating system, and the experience is similar to what you'll find using standard Fedora workstation. However, unlike other operating systems, Silverblue is immutable. This means that everything is identical to the installation in the same version. The operating system that is on the disk is exactly the same one. Next, okay, got you. Silverblue's immutable design is intended to make it more stable, less prone to bugs, and a lot easier to test and develop. Finally, Silverblue's immutable design also makes it an excellent platform for containerized applications. Okay. Silverblue's core technologies have some other helpful features. OS updates are fast, and there's no waiting around for them to install. Just reboot as normal. to start this version.
Fast and
Okay.
secure.
Interesting.
So Cody Hadley says that the term immutable seems like a marketing term to a degree. It kind of sort of does, but they're actually using it in the word's literal sense, where immutable stands for unchanging over time or unable to be changed. So it's a marketing term, sort of, but they're actually using the term in its proper
Context.
English
yeah.
usage.
Well then,
Fedora
always heard of
Combined
it
is
as a-
basically the KDE version of Silverblue.
I always hearing it as immutable. I mean, really, what else would you call it?
I'm trying to think about this. Like, I don't think there's
Okay,
anything that like.
it is.
I'm
an
trying to
operating-
think of an here's my thing. Why isn't Silverblue just Fedora? Like, if it if Silverblue is better, why isn't it just Fedora? Like, why isn't Fedora just immutable?
It's not better, but think of it this way. The idea of Silverblue is to have an operating system that, like, the average user cannot possibly break.
Or if you're getting hacked into, they can't escalate privileges very easily.
That too. The big thing about as to why it's not just Fedora as it is because Fedora at some point still needs to be like, Fedora itself does not target like the average user. It's an operating system targeting developers. Which, I wouldn't say that's like the best distro for it, but really at the same time it's Linux, so it doesn't matter what operating system you're using if you're doing development. But when you're it's the main reason why it's not used as Fedora itself, because it's still a fairly new idea concept, and there's just really not enough support to like justify running it as like a primary operating system for like the most general user base.
Okay.
Well, that's why I would NixOS, with having the configuration file, the home thing, having the generations of going back as far as I actually want to keep it, actually.
Well, really, in like the scope of how how the operating systems work, there is no comparison between Silverblue and NixOS.
Yeah, because Nix is not immutable.
But they're
Right.
also doing snapshots too,
As
right?
far as I
They
know,
like
it's
to have
not.
snapshots
Well,
or
yeah,
going past.
I can set up system snapshots with Fedora 34 and 35. So, like, the snapshot thing is not like a selling point for NixOS to me ever. The only selling point that NixOS has is the configuration file.
I still am trying to get that to work with encryption.
Plan
So.
9 is the best. Of course. Of course.
Plan 9 is the best concept. That's about as much as I'll go into it. It's not the best implementation, but it's the best concept.
I'd completely agree with that.
I'm really trying to get encryption working with NixOS.
Ask a NixOS user. He might be able to answer that.
I haven't tried Fedora since version 10. Jesus.
Damn.
Use it.
Talk about being a minute.
Yep.
It's pretty damn good. Like,
I've got almost everything. Like everything's the same on the system. It's looking so good.
dude, you know what? We can't just be sitting here with no background music going on the stream, okay?
What? Background music? Who uses background music?
People who have access to songs.
I also have access to songs. You want me to play background music for you?
Please.
Go to activities again?
No.
You don't want my background music?
No.
Are you
No.
sure? I'm working on booting it up right now.
No. It's gonna be in Emacs, isn't it?
Press home again.
Actually, it's not gonna be played through Emacs. It's gonna be played through an Emacs buffer.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it kind of is Emacs, but it's not Emacs.
That's my point. That's my point. We just have some sweet gentleman just in the background. Emacs.
I mean, no, it's just. I mean, I got lo-fi playing right now. Let's see. Let me pipe some lo-fi into here. Let me make sure that I'm looking at the correct sound device. This one. There we go. It's just some nice little smooth. Wait, maybe it's not working. Let's see, Discord noise compression. What you doing, man?
I don't even know where my mouse is. Can't do this. Hello? My mouse is going invisible. There we go. Let me just. There we go. Let me just fix that for you guys. I don't know why Discord's acting so funny.
Be a cunt.
Yeah, Discord is just all of us. Like, I hope you guys are seeing this. Like, it's completely glitched out. So, if you weren't here while we were talking about Discord being utter shit, here you go. Just an example. This is how Discord's supposed to look right now. Okay. This is shit.
Oh, what? I'm not watching your stream anymore.
I am. I'm like, what? It looks normal.
With Emacs application framework, you can actually play it through Emacs directly and not just a buffer.
Well, yeah, I'm aware. But maybe I just prefer using Rhythmbox.
Rhythm? I like using Elisa.
Why would I use Elisa?
Because Elisa is good.
Rhythmbox is also good.
Yeah. But I don't get.
God, that entire interaction there was literally like the most awkward thing ever. Like walking up to someone and being like, why would I eat pepper jack cheese? I don't know. Why would you eat American cheese? Like, I don't know. It's because of what I like. Like, yeah, of course. Like, use what you like to use, man. Like,
Elisa, what's it called? What's funny though, I think it's a KDE application, but it's dependent on VLC. Why? Why would it be dependent on like Dragonfly or something?
Because it uses the VLC codecs. That's why.
Well, I like Dragon Player too.
Well, you know, if you have VLC installed on your system, do you really need any other kind of media player?
I like to stick true to the KDE stuff, you know. And it looks so good. I like how it looks.
Well, you know what? KDE killed Clementine. So, no.
that is true. That is true.
Because at one point, Clementine was like the world's greatest media player. Well, music player, not necessarily media player. It just played music.
What's it called? I couldn't stand using Clementine, to be honest with you.
Really? I liked Clementine.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I've got to put my Elisa right next to my Dragon Player.
Why do you even have Dragon Player on like an accessible bar?
Oh, it's so nice. Because also I use let's see, that should have popped up on there. What happened? I have a Samba share that I'm also trying to get working, and I can just easily go on there and play. I know you can do that in VLC, do it by season, but I like to keep it KDE, and it looks so nice with the UI.
I mean,
You know what
I just use Celluloid because, you know, it's just
I looked
MPV.
at that too.
Celluloid is MPV with a GNOME GUI on top of it.
I can. Oh, hey, is that super text card?
Yes, it is. Oh my god.
That is not 0AD. That is TuxCart.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Do you need me to challenge you to a game of 0AD?
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Wait, you play 0AD?
No.
Jeez.
No, actually, guys, I'm gonna be going to bed. Sorry to completely ruin everybody's hopes and dreams of me sticking around for the entire duration of the live stream, but like it is 5:30 in the morning for me. I've been up since 4 o'clock yesterday.
Ooh, you're an animal.
Yeah, I know. So, good night, guys.
Have a good
Good
one,
night.
brother. Okay, let me turn the blur effects up. VSync. It's going to stay where it's at. We're going to go to
Reminds me, I've got it now.
1920 by 1080. Full screen. Confirm.
Oh, I already have Super Text card? What?
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want to use it.
Why does that add on?
What the absolute shit is going on?
What happened?
Well, for one, what happened is, oh no, I forgot to change my key bindings. It's the first thing.
Let me. I'm going. Hold on. Let's see. Little name. Yes. I like that one. Yes.
Oh no. Yes, we want to keep those up. Let's just turn VSync on.
Yes. Remember password.
And controls, keyboard, start left, right, accelerate, and brake. And then cancel. Yes, skidding needs to be M. All right. Now, let's go back in here.
I created the server.
Let's do this. Oh, you created a server?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay. Alright, cool. Well then, I will exit here, and I need to go on online. Online, yes. Remember me password. It's official Zany, and my password is something stupid. Awesome. Now, if I go into online, global networking, find server, show private servers.
No, it's just it'd be Arch Center. Yeah, Arch Center server or something like that. Maybe it's not private. I didn't put a password on it.
Arch Center server. There we go. Bada bing. Dude, of course we're nerds. Of course.
Oh, that reminds me, Josh. I saw Josh's. I saw your review. Was it on Fedora? Did I see that earlier?
Oh, wait. I feel like this cord never works. Hold on. For some reason, I feel like this cord's just like too long or something. Never will actually let me charge my vape here using this cord. Yep. Nothing. No charge. I don't know why it works that way. Oh. Oh, you lucky bastard. No. Oh my gosh. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh!
Holy shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh! Oh!
Oh. 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 Damn! Oh, by literally like 1.1 milliseconds. What the fuck?
Yeah, that is so close. It's not even funny, bro. What?
Oh. Oh. It hurts my soul. I could have played so much better. Plus, I had like the blur effects turned up so high. I need to turn that down. Graphics. Let's turn that
Oh,
down.
yeah, there might be graphics. Oh.
Oh, did you go back and start messing with settings too?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I'll create the server this time.
Nice.
And I'll just make it public. Oh, buddy. Yeah. Excuse me. Man, I'm really enjoying having these extra scenes and everything. You know,
What's up?
I'm really enjoying having these extra scenes in
You're cutting out.
OBS.
The extra scenes?
Yeah, in OBS.
That looks pretty good.
I'm really liking it. All right. Now I just need to remember where in the hell my other USB-C cord is so I can charge my vape.
What's your favorite map?
My favorite map.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. It's a good question.
Oh damn.
This here is a good map.
Is this the pumpkin one?
Yeah.
It is the pumpkin one.
Dude. Oh my good lord.
Oh.
Dude, I just got set back so far. That hurts.
Oh. You got me with a little umbrella, huh?
Yeah. I do what I can.
Yeah, right.
Can I catch up here? Dude, can I stop getting those fucking useless? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Cut that shit out right now. Cut it out.
No! I just got both the bananas, bro.
Come on. How am I still... I've made no headway. I'm catching up with you. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Holy bubbles. Holy bubbles. Holy mackerel. Swinging everywhere.
God dang, dude. You got an incredible lead. I literally just dodged a fucking present. Are you fucking kidding me? I swear. Oh my god, this hurts my soul more than fucking anything. What is going on? Dude, my FPS is so choppy.
Oh, little bubble there for me, huh?
I drove off
Fly
the
off the map?
fucking map.
What? So?
I drove off the fucking map.
What are you doing that for? Let's do this.
And I've been wondering why I wasn't doing anything. It's because my fingers were on the wrong fucking keys, and I dodged a present and got a banana.
Oh, I missed you with the bowling ball.
Yep.
Did you?
I was surprised Need
flinging
for
around that
Speed
map.
Most Wanted. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Need for Speed Most Wanted works. Yes, I've actually got Xbox One controller right here. Love it. It's fantastic. Like honestly, best controller money can buy right here. Xbox One controller. The blue and white one looks sexy.
I ended up getting the Steel Series one. It had a little thing at the bottom of it. I had no clue what it did. I thought it was a audio jack. I ended up ripping it out.
It had an audio jack in it.
No, it had something at the bottom, but it doesn't look like it does anything. It just was there for show, but I ended up ripping it out. I wish I didn't.
Oh, well,
I got, man, so everything's the way I left it. The laptop's pretty nice. Everything's the same. Desktop's pretty nice. Yeah, I got to watch this Deep Space Nine. That's the goal. Be comfortable and watch Deep Space Nine.
oh, now that you've said Deep Space Nine, of course I want to watch it now. That's the problem with DS9. Is you mention it, and I'm like, oh shit. All right. Before I do anything, I need to find my USB-C charger cord, and I'm pretty sure it's right over here in the closet. So I'm gonna take a couple steps and see if it's over here. I'll be back in just 1 second. You'll still be able to hear my stupid ass talk.
I didn't. A word you said.
All right. Plug that in. Get my headphones.
Tiny bubbles in my beer. Tiny bubbles.
I'm so confused. I'll plug in this USB-C charger. Not getting any charge from my laptop. Wait. Yeah.
You alright, man?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I may have, kind of, sort of, possibly just ripped.
You're skipping a whole bunch. What'd you say? The audio was great before. What happened to it? Well, it still is good, but
Sort of just kind of
yeah.
disconnected the microphone.
Oh,
On accident.
Here.
I started walking with my headphones plugged up. Jesus Christ. Man. How do I have this hooked up?
Take that for later.
Alright, so let me get all this shit fixed and put back up here. And let's not try and walk away with my fucking headphones still in my ears. And try this again. Because I'm getting a vape charger that works.
Oh.
Grab this.
Alright, well, what are you planning on doing for the rest of the night? Figure. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, buddy.
Okay. If you like
What
using
are
a
you planning
drummer... Oh, yeah. Wait,
What
what?
are you planning on doing for the rest of the night, man?
That is a good question. I have nary a clue.
I am gonna go. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed. I'm gonna watch the Deep Space Nine.
Sad part is I'm not even close to tired. Like,
Really?
yeah, like, nope. What
Matt,
in
why does Matt stole life on his mother's?
Here we go. I don't know why with this cord it charges, but every other cord I have.
I don't think he does that.
Well, for one, he definitely doesn't life in his mother's basement.
Yeah.
And he doesn't live in his mother's basement either.
What is it from the office? It's a little hypo.
Wait, are you watching The Office right now?
No, I wish. That's what was my. What is that? That was my joke from the other day too about rewatching yourself. That's when Jan used to have when he had the tape recorder up in the bedroom with Jan.
Yeah. I fucking love that scene. Just the house tour, and there's just a video, like a video camera on a tripod pointed at the bed, and they're just like, oh, whoops.
I thought you were gonna clean everything up. I thought you did. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night. I'm gonna watch The Office. So, all right, guys.
Yeah.
It was fun. Appreciate you.
Have a good
night,
one, man. Take care.
You too, man. I forgot I was on my phone.
No.
All right. See you.
Well, have a good one, brother. See ya.
You too, man.
I literally can't see my mouse inside of Discord. It disappears. So how about this? How about we just kill Discord? There we go. That fixes it. Now Discord's gone. Okay? Don't even have to worry about it. It's like it was never here. It was never here, okay? Oh, wrong scene. It was never here. It wasn't. I swear. All right, boys. Well, I think we're going to call it an end for tonight. Thanks for being here for the stream. This was definitely not a Fedora review. But Windows 11 is definitely no more. Look, Fedora is working perfectly fine, and guess what? Fedora is Fedora. It's kind of what you expect. Just GNOME goodness with flatpaks. It's nice. But y'all have a good one. It was good talking with all of you. It was an exceptionally good time. I hope all of you have a good day, evening, whatever you got ahead of you. Hope you have a good one. See ya.